doom, 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 doom. Waiting for the stream to be received thee. Everyone knows that you want a mask now, a raccoon or a fox or Mario, yo. Okay, it looks like it should be up now. It's playing video in that.
Mm-hmm.
To be received thee. Yep. Okay. Okay, gang. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yo. Should be up. Title there. That there. That there. Okay, coolio. And then you can keep an eye on the chat room, which should be, if it layout is normal, it should be to the right there. You see the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Looks goody. For some reason that popped up twice on mine. Don't know why. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close my browser so it doesn't eat up 5 million resources of everyone's souls. Because that would be bad.
Mm.
Ooh. And you don't hear my air conditioning, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Usually, don't hear that at all. Okay. Okay. Ugh. So let's see. What kind of topic would you want to start with first? Anything in particular you want to talk about first?
Well, you can say hi first, I guess.
Well, I mean, I was just meant like a battle plan before we like officially start, so people can come in and be like, "What the fuck are you people doing?"
Okay. Hi everybody. This is Life is Love Lumina. Atticus, stop laughing at me. And
I'm here saying, can we quickly brainstorm a topic before the introductories, and then you just go into introductories.
well, because people might not know who I am. That's why.
Well, then they'll just have to be patient.
Oh.
Plus, I don't think anyone's here immediately.
Okay, well,
Danny's like the
if we want to,
only one who might be here like immediately.
yeah, well, I do have a topic. I want to congratulate all of the winners of the Ultimate Contest of Hope.
Let's go. Go yo. Go yo yo. Sadly,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do a very nice video though. I wanted to do a nice video and like things got in the way in time consumption and all that kind of crap.
Well, you did the best you could. I mean, you have stuff to take care of and stuff in real life outside of YouTube.
I felt really bad about it because I mean, like, I did it in like freaking December, and then I wanted to do this kind of killer arc thing about a maniacal, crazy, lunatic version of me from a alternate universe where the world's basically eroded into corruption and insanity, like the Don Wampa series, and I wanted him to be like crazy and want to destroy video games because they give people happiness and shit.
Well, if it's any consolation, I've been having trouble uploading content myself. Last night I recorded a 25-minute video via my iPad, and for some reason, no matter how many times I tried to upload it via YouTube Capture, which is an iOS thing,
Yeah.
it would only upload like 4 or 5 minutes of it. And I'm thinking, what in the world? And finally, I had to port the video straight into the computer and upload it from there. So the video did go up, but I'm wondering what is going on with the video capture thing. So not it's not just you that has video making problems or uploading problems either. So.
Things happen, sadly.
Mm.
But but yeah, I just meant like what did you want to start with? Like a topic, a topic. My kingdom for a topic.
Your kingdom for a topic. Well,
My
let's
kingdom does
see.
not include my video game collection or anything of value.
Okay, well, let's see. I guess I just want to start off by shouting out Cardo1972 and Danarchy3 if they show up in the chat box
Oh, that'd be
for
nice.
this, yeah, for this live broadcast. And I I want to say thank you to everybody who comes uh, onto the broadcast to join us. And again, my name is LifeIsLoveLumina. Gamer girl, loves Final Fantasy, said it a million times. Y'all are probably sick of me. But I also want to thank Atticusmj for joining me on our very first live Jolly Good Times session together. And yeah, you take it away next.
See, I'm not sure if you understand what idealing for topics is.
I have a topic in mind, but this is your channel,
I
so
just, I just meant if you. Okay then. Okay. We'll go with my way then. We won't be the jolly good host. We'll be the ultimate misery.
no, we're not going to be the ultimate misery.
Oh, but that's no.
I'm too happy to be the ultimate misery.
Well, no one said about you needing to be the ultimate misery.
Yeah, well, I know. Let's talk about the recent release of Danganronpa Ultra Ultimate Despair Girls. I
Oh
believe
well,
that's what
I
it's called.
can definitely tell you something about that. I'm so mad. Two best friends are playing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to watch it, but I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, well, I watched a review on it today from Vita Boy's channel, and apparently everything about it, story-wise, gameplay-wise, is 9 out of 10. And so that means that's going to be my next pickup for my PlayStation Vita. I am currently playing Dragon's Crown, which is very similar to Golden Axe,
Yeah,
and it was actually recommended to me by Danarchy3, and I am so glad he recommended it because it's not just a fun game, but it's also a really relaxing game. I mean, you can just like if you're uh, trying to wind down for sleep and you're not really that tired yet, but you want, you want something to do, you can just grab your Vita and you can adjust the settings or turn the volume all the way down and just do some button mashing through the side scroller dungeons until you're sleepy, and in the meantime you're leveling up at the same time. Even if you lose like to a boss fight, you still get levels up and stuff. So I'm currently level 16 elf. Elf? Yes, I'm an elf. So the best part is when you reach a certain portion in the storyline is there's a part where you reach an area called the stables, and when you do that, you can use your PlayStation Vita to turn on the feature where you can talk to the other player, like
yeah.
on your friends
You get
list.
the online.
Yes, and you get the online capability, and it's co-op. So once you do that, you can play with friends. So I really worked hard to get to that one spot so that I would be able to play with other friends like you and Danarchy3,
Yeah,
and yeah, so that I could play co-op and stuff. And actually, I did get another friend request that I accepted. I can't remember their name, but they said that they knew you. Um, gee, they contacted me via my of course my PSN name, and they said, "Hey, I also know Atticus." So I figured, well, okay, I'll add this person, and so I ended up making another PSN friend. I don't have my Vita with me, so I can't tell you their
I was gonna
exact.
say, who was it? Because you already had Dan's wife.
Yes, but my Vita is upstairs. If I had known that I was going to bring up this topic, I would have went and grabbed it. But
I'd be more
let's.
careful. Like right now, I wouldn't be worried about. But like as the channel gets bigger, sadly, it attracts more bad people occasionally. I always see as channels become bigger and bigger, they attract more people who want to do bad things. And, I wouldn't want somebody with the malicious idea of wanting to do something bad be like, hey, I'm best friends with Atticus. Can you add me and tell me all your personal information, please?
Mm. Oh, and we have a newcomer, Destroyer of Destiny, and he says, "Hey yo." So, hey yo, Destroyer of Destiny, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us for our live broadcast. This is Life is Love Lumina, and I'm joining Atticus for this live jolly good time. And Atticus, what game are you playing?
I'm playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. It's just a kind of third person thing on Plants vs. Zombies, but apparently so far it hasn't been giving me a good time getting into a game yet.
Mm, mm, I see. I see. Yeah, I guess my voice is coming in a little slower
Yeah,
than
there's just like
usual.
Twitch, there's a delay, so
Yeah.
don't expect whatever you say to be instantaneous to the other side.
Okay. We apologize for the delay. We really do. We have no control over it
It's the
whatsoever.
matriarch's fault.
It is not.
You just don't want to accept the blame because you're in charge of the matriarch.
Oh, good Lord. It is not. No, 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 I am not. Um, but let's see.
Well, this is a
Let's.
laggy ass womb.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
maybe this
is.
this might be a little too much with it.
Hmm.
I'm either in a
Well,
very bad womb. Let's try a different game. Well, not a different game, but I mean a different womb. If it might turn out too laggy, I might try something else instead. Maybe Dark
mm.
Souls or something.
Are you sure you can do that in the middle of a live broadcast, though?
Oh, of course. It's my live podcast.
It's your live broadcast. Okay.
But,
Your live
yeah, I don't
broadcast.
know if the stream, like, obviously, streaming consumes a lot, but I've played online games and not had problems before, so I just find that a little odd. See, try Team Vanquish.
Oh, praise the sun, D of D.
It's always praising the sun.
Ah,
After all, without the sun, the plants can't live.
this is true, and this is a good thing to say with this particular game. So awesome, epic.
Yeah, and, the sunflower praises the sun, too.
hmm I have a question for Destiny of Destroyer, and I don't want to give away any spoilers because I haven't played the game yet. I've watched one review. Destiny of Destroyer, if you own a PlayStation Vita, do you plan on getting Danganronpa Ultimate Despair Girls? Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, I want to interact with the people.
That's fine.
Yes. And yes, photosynthesis is a very, very important thing to have.
I was gonna say, there ain't like new releases you're looking forward to?
Me, personally, or
Well, anyone that wants to answer the question, I guess.
mm, nope and never are his answers. Okay. His or her answers. Oh, you don't have a Vita. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. I see. Yeah, I had to save up for my Vita. I really did, but it was a good investment. It was. And next year, they are releasing a Vita game called World of Final Fantasy, which I can't wait for. But yeah, my next Vita pickup is probably going to be the new Danganronpa game because it looks really, really, really cool. My last game pickup was, let's see, oh, the new Star Wars game. Oh,
Battlefront. Yeah, there's the new Star Wars game that's going to be coming out.
mm, I see.
Well, it's not going to have a single player story though, which is a shame.
hmm And the new Destiny expansion does look very exciting. It does. I haven't played the first Destiny, but the expansion does look very exciting. And um, another thing that I wanted to bring up that lesser known titles that are actually really really good. If you have a PlayStation 3, I would like to point out just a couple. There's one game titled
Eh?
Remember Me. Has anybody here, either on the broadcast or in the chat room, played the PS3 title Remember Me?
Now that was the game Capcom published, right?
Yes.
I have a copy of the 360 version, but I have not played it.
See, I didn't know there was a 360 version. I thought there might have been. But I think these days it's a given because if it comes out for PlayStation, then there's going to be like a 360. And they're currently cheating, I think. For the Xbox One, um, the Rise of the Tomb Raider game, which is the sequel to the 2012 2013 reboot for the PS3, um, is going to be coming out on the Xbox One first before it
Well,
comes.
as far as I know, they haven't announced any. I mean, it's most likely they're going to, but as far as I'm aware of, they haven't officially announced whether it will be on any platforms.
Mm, well, what they want to do, I think, is they want to boost sales of the Xbox One before they release it for the PlayStation 4. I don't own a PlayStation 4 as yet, but um, another game, another game that is that I want to point out that doesn't really have much notoriety, but still a very beautiful game, very beautifully made. Actually, it kind of graphically it reminds me a little bit of because of the scheme and everything. Atticus, don't get scared. It kind of reminds me of Alice the Madness Returns,
I
or
have a PC copy of that of the first one. I haven't
yeah.
tried to get the oneing, but I've been interested in trying those.
Well, it either reminds me of Alice the Madness Returns or just the American McGee's Alice series, Folklore. It reminds me very much of that. And in Folklore, you have, without giving away too much spoilers, you have two characters. One is a news reporter, one is a young girl looking for her mother, and they both end up on this um, island. No, we're not. I'm not going to talk horror games, D of D. Don't worry. I'm not going to talk horror games. This particular game I don't believe is a horror game because I own it. It's rated T for teens, so don't worry. Um, anyway, folklore. You go to this town, and these two people, they each have their own reasons for wanting to be or having been sent to this town, and they you can choose between the two characters, which plot you want to follow. You can choose the girls or you can choose the guy's character, and you're sent to almost this Wonderland, uh, Wonderland-esque type place, um, where it's it it's kind of hard to explain, but I know the battle system is really nice. It takes some getting used to, but it's beautiful. I remember when I first played it, I was hooked. So if it's rated T and it's I would say in terms of scariness, it's not that it's kind of a Halloweeny type game, don't you think, Atticus?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I totally agree with DFD here. There are some M for mature games that I cannot play. Know any good RPGs? Yes, we do. Let's see. Um, some that I'm gonna recommend that were recommended to me. Um, if I may, Atticus,
Go ahead.
if I'm allowed
You're
to.
fine.
Okay.
I think it's
Um,
just a matter of wanting to know a little of someone else's taste of that.
okay. First of all, DFD, if I may ask, DFD, Destiny of Destroyer, no, Destroyer of Destiny, I apologize. Are you a boy or a girl? And are you under the age of 18?
I believe they told me they were like 12 of that. I
Oh, 12.
believe I
Oh,
can't remember 100%.
well, just let them answer, and that way I'll be able to answer their question better.
Can't remember. Too many people in the world. I'm sorry if I got wrong.
Boy, a 12-year-old boy.
Okay, I
Okay.
was right.
Okay.
Yay.
Yes, you were. Woo! Okay. What game consoles do you own, young man?
Oh,
Because if I know the game consoles, I could probably recommend them even better. And I'm sorry for the lapse in conversation here. It's just I'm waiting. I'm monitoring. Part of my job while Atticus plays is to monitor the chat room, so I'm just waiting for the answer.
that's fine. I just see it as him wanting to see what kind of tastes and things you like of that.
Okay, a Nintendo 3DS, a PlayStation 3, and a PlayStation 4. Okay, this is going to make it interesting. For the Nintendo 3DS, I would suggest, if you haven't played it already, Bravely Default.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would also suggest. No, I am not Atticus' girlfriend.
Wait, what?
He asked if I were your girlfriend.
What?
No, no, I am not Atticus' girlfriend. We are just very good friends. See, I told you, Atticus, that this was going to happen. Uh, no, no, no. We are just very good friends. But anyway, off
Somebody
that.
actually thinks I had a chance at a relationship?
You did at one point in your life, but that was a very long time ago. Uh,
That's a relationship?
well,
I thought that was running away with my money.
oh, okay. Well, we won't go there. Anyway, for the 3DS, like I said, Bravely Default, that is a good one, and that's been out for a while, so the price has probably gone down. Oh, you did play it. Okay. Another one I would recommend is Kid Icarus Uprising. If
I
you
I
have,
haven't played the 3DS one of that yet.
who's doing the talking here, me or you?
Well, I'm just adding a little into it.
Okay, okay. I'm joking around. I'm joking around with him, but Kid Icarus Uprising is probably another good one. And although it's not depending on what type of 3DS you have, although it's not, oh, you love Kid Icarus. Okay, good, good. Although it is not a 3DS title, I believe if you don't have the if you have the type that you can fold up, not the Nintendo 2DS, but the 3DS, that has the backward
But
compatibility.
the 2DS put is still a 3DS. It just doesn't have the 3D mode.
Yeah, but does the 2DS have? Oh, okay,
It's a
okay,
3DS without the 3D mode. It'll play 3DS games in 2D mode.
okay. But
That's
will
why
it
it's
play?
cheaper.
Okay, but will it play backwards compatibility in
Yes,
terms of
it works
DSi?
exactly like a 3DS. It just does not have 3D mode.
Okay, another game that I would really recommend, especially for character customization, is let's see, what is it called? Let me see. Dragon Quest IX: Sentinel of the Starry Skies, because not only do you play a really kick butt game, but also at the beginning of the game, you can customize your character to look like you, and you can even use your own name. It's not an online game, I don't believe, no. Um, I would avoid at this point in time, because you're 12 years old, I would avoid anything to do with the Castlevania series because I think I played the first Dragon Age quest, but I was like, Castlevania?
Most of the 2D Castlevania games ain't bad.
Okay,
Now,
now,
like the console ones from like PS2 to now, that I wouldn't say is very friendly for a kid.
well, not necessarily, and I'll explain that in a bit. But we have a newcomer to the chat room, Louis Jamar Cruz. Um, and his
This
question
is
is
the PS3 version.
okay, okay. Well, Castlevania, it depends. I would say, um, I
I
would,
would not say Castlevania Judgment.
I would not say Castlevania, Lords of Shadows or Lords of Shadows 2. Number one,
I
those
haven't
are
played those, the ones by
the,
Hideo Kojima.
wait, the NES versions. Yes, stick with the old school
Yeah, like I said, the
because
2D ones I wouldn't say are bad.
yeah, the
The
2D ones are
console
not.
ones from the PS2 up would be,
Yeah,
well, a lot
they're-
more blood and maturity would be, in my opinion.
yes, especially to help you out, D of D. Um, do not go. Number one, they're rated M. So, number two, do not go anywhere near anything from the PlayStation 2 and up. I think that's when, for me, Castlevania's dark theme started to go I'm sorry, way downhill. It got really dark and it started incorporated a whole lot of darkness and stuff. So avoid anything like that. But I would say if you were going to play any Castlevania game, one of my favorites would probably be, oh my gosh, I don't even remember the title, but Atticus, you might be able to help me.
I like Symphony of Night, of course, as a very common favorite. I like all the Metroidvania ones. I
I,
I
you
really
know,
like all those ones.
yeah, Symphony of the Night, believe it or not, I have not played it, but I did play two particular games for the DSi, the Nintendo DSi. Oh my gosh, what were their names? The thing is, if I were to go look them up,
Were they DSi exclusives, or were they? Did they actually
yes,
have?
yes, they were
Well,
DSi.
I know they did a remake thing of Belmont's Adventure.
Um, no, I would have to, let's
Oh,
see.
that was.
I would have to divert from the chat room for a little bit, so bear with me, guys, while I go. look this up because I want to give you the exact names. Hold on. I am opening a new tab here on my Google Chrome browser, and I'm going to type in Castle of
Sadly,
Fame.
I don't remember all the controls for this.
Oh, that's okay. Just
No, this is the PS3 version. I'm occasionally taking a look at the chat.
okay. Wait, Destroyer of Destiny has school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and have a good rest, and have a great day at school. And if you have any more questions, feel free to private message either Atticus. I would say Atticus because this is his live stream, but if you want, you can private message me too, and I can get to the names of those two games. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to close that tab there. But let's see, what was another game? Okay, first of all, I do have another topic to discuss, but before before I continue, okay, what other games do we play? First of all, oh, you've known Atticus for a few months, DFD. Okay, a question from Louis Jomar Cruz. What other games do you play? I don't know.
On my Let's Play, if you're asking me personally, on my Let's Play channel, I've been playing way into Historia, Destiny. Um, I did a little of Splatoon recently. Try that out in Mario Maker. Right now I have I've already finished it, but I'm having my stream of Lufia Course of the Sinistrals going up on YouTube
Mm,
along with Destiny.
hmm And as for me, games that I enjoy playing, I really like bright, happy, go lucky games. Um, I enjoy. Danarchy! Danarchy 3 is here! Oh my gosh, I am so excited!
Doesn't anyone ever sound that excited when I'm online?
I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. Danarchy, hi! We're doing
Well,
our
with that
first.
kind of reply, maybe somebody will think you're his girlfriend.
No! I would like to point out that he is married with children, and there's
Yeah,
nothing
that's never
like that.
stopped anyone.
Oh, shut up, you. We're keeping this wholesome as long as I'm on here. Okay, I gave you a shout out, Danarchy, at the beginning of this. Okay. First of all, to address Louis Jomar Cruz, before I answer your question, I need to know how old are you, and are you a boy or a girl, or yeah, I've been replaced, Atticus.
You've been replaced. You
he
had
says
a place?
he says he's been replaced. No, he has not. Oh
Oh,
my
he doesn't
gosh.
have a place. Well, thanks for backing up.
He has not been replaced. By the way, we want to apologize for the lag that's going on with the PlayStation, with not the PlayStation, the YouTube. What I'm doing is Atticus is playing the game and I'm monitoring the chat room. The type of games I like to play before I get way off subject. You're 11 and you're a boy. Okay. Thank you. That makes it much easier for me to address the question. I enjoy playing every Final Fantasy known to man, but aside from that, you have been Let's Playing with me just because I don't have a Wii U. Oh, I, I, I don't know what that means, but um, the games that I enjoy playing outside of Final Fantasy are I have played. Oh, Danarchy, stop distracting me. I'm trying to answer this question. Um, I have played Tales of Grace's F. I have played Tales of Zelia. I have played Folklore, which is rated T for teen. Kingdom Hearts 2.
I definitely recommend folklore if you want to learn a lot of Scottish mythology.
Yes, that was another thing I wanted to point out, that it was based on Scottish mythology and hence the title Folklore. And
Yeah, because that's the kind of terminology they actually use referring to like spirits and
yeah, and
mythology-like things.
Danarchy is going, hey, you got to be quick when I'm in the chat room. Okay, let's see if he can act quickly a little later when I am talking to him about one of the games that he likes to play. But another game that, do you play MK8 or Super Smash Bros. For Wii U?
I
Um,
do have the Wii U version for me.
yeah, I'll let you take that one. And I own Folklore. It does look really cool. It's kind of a Halloweeny game, like I said earlier, but I really don't.
If you really want it to be Halloween, there's a free download just for that.
Mm. Well, you have to remember I'm using a phone, not a PC. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Well,
for folklore that skins them with Halloween stuff. There's also a Christmas one, if I remember correctly, too.
oh, really? In Folklore?
Yeah, if you go to the PSN store, there's a bunch of different outfit things, and I believe they were all free.
Oh, that sounds good. And Mortal Kombat 8. It just hit me that
Yeah, I
that
haven't played
release.
Mortal Kombat 8. I also need to get the other one where it had Freddy Krueger in it. I want to get the
No, you
complete.
don't. Listen, we have an 11-year-old
Oh, I'm not
boy
gonna
in the
play
chat
it
room.
on
We are not
this.
going to talk about that.
Well,
For
I
PS3,
was
I
8 years
play.
old when Mortal Kombat hit the
I do
streets, and
not
look at me.
care. I do not care. It is distant forever. It's different for
Okay,
everybody.
mother.
Yeah, yes, I am your mother, and I'm the matriarch. So now, what is Danarchy saying? Wolf whistle. There's Danarchy. There is an 11-year-old boy in the chat room. Now you stop. No wolf whistling. We're gonna keep this wholesome. Let's see. For
And see,
PS3, I
he's
play
married.
COD and Destiny or Minecraft. Okay. What about me? I'm mentally 11. Danarchy! Danarchy, I have your Skype. I am going to so
uh,
totally. Ugh!
somebody's gotta
No.
lighten the mood.
Oh, grief. Anyway, COD. I'm going to address this question for Louis. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Louis or Luis. What does, help me out here. What does COD stand for? Ja, 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 he says.
Could be different things. Be all kinds.
Why is your plant holding, Atticus, why is your plant holding a couple of first aid kits
Because
and
it's a
water?
sunflower, it heals people. So it's a medic.
We're
Uh-oh.
not plotting against you, Danarchy. Oh my
Ah, shit,
God.
he figured out. Crap, time to bail. Bail, bail.
No. Call of Duty. Okay, Call of Duty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
I thought you meant, in his name.
Catfish of Destiny. That would be a really, if somebody were interested enough. Cucumber of Destruction?
Oh no.
We're not going into the cucumber thing right now.
You don't know the meme they made when I played Harvey Boardman.
Yes, I do.
you do.
Danarchy explained it to me. We are not going
Oh,
into.
you
Stop.
kidding me?
That's it. That's
You
it.
did you
Stop
really,
it.
did this really happen?
Stop it. Stop it, the both of you. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I gotta imagine what this conversation was like.
Hmm. Well, uh, anyway, let's see, what time is it? I have to check the time because,
Well, for me, it's 7:46, but
well, for me it's 8:46 and I should probably get going because a movie is coming on and I remembered that did not want to miss it and I never set anything to record it. So add me on PSN. My name is okay. That figures as soon as she read my cue code. Okay. Well, Atticus, I want to thank you so much for allowing me on your live broadcast. And I apologize, but I have to make a quick departure because no, no, I have to make a quick departure because I have a movie that I need to go watch. But I want to end this by saying giving a congratulatory salute to my grandmother. My grandmother is the one who got me started on video games when she was playing the regular Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. And unfortunately, she had to stop playing them because she developed arthritis in her hands and pressing the buttons that would hurt her fingers. But since she got her iPad, now that's made it way easier on her. And I just want to say congratulations for her getting back in the game. She is currently playing a game called Ocean some Ocean Horn. Yes, so so but so Louis, if you have an iPhone or an Android device, look for Ocean Horn. It's a very fun game. So yes, yes, I need to get going for now, but I will hopefully join you for another live broadcast another time.
that's a bit of a shame. I was hoping
Well,
to go for a while. Just
well, I know.
came, took over the stream, just be like, whoops, I forgot. There was a movie I want to watch. Bail, bail. What,
Mm,
what movie one did you want to go watch?
it is called Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. It was made in 1995.
Hmm. I'm assuming there's probably multiple versions of that.
Well, I don't know, but anyway, I'm going to go watch that and I hope you I hope you enjoy the rest of this live broadcast and I hope to come on another one again. And maybe next time we should specify restrictions, Atticus.
What?
Yes, we should.
What?
Yeah.
But
Then again, maybe I should try my own live broadcast sometime. That way it would be easier.
I think
Oh,
anyone's welcome to come in. I mean, when somebody's young in, I try to be more appropriate, obviously, for that. But
mhm.
uh, last thing, how long's your movie?
It's quite long. It's a William Shakespeare play. It's based on a play by William Shakespeare, so it's pretty long, and I don't want to miss the first
Okay,
part of it
that's
because
fine.
you know the
'Cause I was gonna,
Shakespearean
I was
side.
gonna say if once it's over, if it's not super 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 long, you can come back in. But if it's really 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 long, then not biggie.
Mm. Well, I will. Um, be, here's an example. If you cannot miss a beat of the dialogue because I don't know much about it, but I know that the first part of it goes. Let's see. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea, and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leavy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and bid you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. See why you can't miss a beat of these movies when they're made out of Shakespeare?
Hmm. Eh,
Okay, so I have to get going for now, Atticus, but you never know. I might do a stream of my own sometime.
you
But
could.
yeah, I could. I mean, I don't have any video capture footage, but I could still do a stream of my own sometime.
Hey, there's plenty of people in the Gamergate that just show their YouTube icon. They get thousands of people, so why not?
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank uh Thank you so much, and I will hopefully see you another time because I got to get going, okay?
Okay, take it easy.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And let me see where your thing was. Right there. Hey, Danny boy, you want to join in since we need replacements? I need my backup plan, man. I need a backup plan. The matriarch left me behind. Let's see. Okay, I think I got that all into white. If that's wrong, let me know. Got a problem with church groups. Wait, what's going on? Wait, oh, I missed several comments here. Got going on here. Uh, now we can have fun. Oh, that sounds slightly mean. Let's see, join what? No, this is a PS3. This is the PS3 version. I mean, join me on Skype. You want to join me on Skype, Danny man? Dan the man. Dan the man. Dan the man. Everyone's the Dan the man. Dan and Lumina are religious. They are both Christian. Me, I am very open interpreted in religion. I go to different churches occasionally here and there, usually with uh, friends and family. But I don't personally go every single Sunday. Dan, the man, does though. I would assume Lumina also does, but I don't know purely for fact. Yeah, it was a Skype call. Do you want to join me in a Skype call? Do you want to join us? Because I wasn't planning on it being like a short stream. Like she said, I'm assuming she totally forgot about home movie, so that kind of left me in a pickle. Okay, I'll see you, man. Sorry about the derailment you got derailed. Okay, Dan the man said he'll hop on Skype and we can continue the jolly good time if everyone wants to continue blabbing about naughty things. So in the meanwhile, I guess I'll blab about a few things I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I think that's almost coming out in a few days. Actually, I think it comes out this week. Actually, I think I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out near the end of this month. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I got the limited edition version, of course, with stuff like Souls games, Persona, most of Atlas stuff, really. Um, I usually like picking up the limited editions a lot of times for those. And I'm really looking forward to all the music. Like, the Persona games have really good music. Just awesome music. I'm definitely looking forward to just getting down to the beats and having Teddy in a disco outfit. Waiting on the reviews. I think it'll be good because I mean, it's based on an already pre-existing. Oh, what in the world? Mikhail's like in some kind of falling animation. What? Oh, what the hell? Oh, what is going on in the? Whoa! What the? Whoa! 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 That is one glitched up beach there. Oh, what the heck was that? Like electrocuted. I gotta rearrange my window here so I can fully see the chat. So I don't got Lumina checking the chat for me. My game is not reading the y-axis properly. Like when it first began, or you mean like... Hmm. I mean, I know the game has some glitches in it. It has an odd freezing arrow problem. It's been a while since I played. Oh no, it like poisoned me. No. See, there was something else, I believe, when the stage started, or do you mean like even right now? Hey, looks like he's standing on the ground properly now. Zombie. But still was. Oh yeah, Dragon Quest Heroes will be coming out soon too. I believe that is October 30. Uh, October the 13th, I believe, is when that was supposed to come out. That's I'm definitely that was glitching. Yeah, that was definitely going pretty weird though. I guess his mad scientistness was wanting to go through the ground and everything in between and all that. Yeah. Also, the reason I don't have any audio for you when wondering is because everyone who's in the Skype call when Dan gets on, his audio will also be controlled by it. So basically, it's a simple way of not having to worry too much about. I'll get some healing. Ah, no, he got me before. Stupid hothead cactus. Uh, I still need to get the newest Destiny expansion. Pixie's been playing the living crap out of it. Like he's been posting me a lot of pictures of his equipment and everything, and it looks really good. Like the Taken King looks like. I know Pixie will probably hate me for saying it, but uh, the Taken King with everything else looks like what Destiny should have launched at. And well, I haven't played it yet, so obviously I can't give my real opinion on it yet. Yeah, you should. It's a great opportunity. It's all three expansions in the base game and all the improvements and everything. It's really and there we go. It's really a great opportunity for you. Yeah, you should. It's a great opportunity. Now, now you might want to mute that. In the base game.
Oh, geez.
There you go. I know my voice is gorgeous, but I don't think everyone wants to hear it double.
Well, your voice might be gorgeous, but your face. Oh.
Oh, that's a low blow, man.
Nah, man, you got the killer beard going on. It's cool.
Eh, I don't like my beard.
You don't?
I have not watched the Tokyo Game Show yet. I heard there was a new Persona 5 trailer that was really good that I want to check out. I also heard a rumor of a possible new Kyoto. As far as I heard, that they won't actually officially announced, but one of the people working on the game has talked about the Kyoto, but they haven't officially pointed the Kyoto out in anything as far as I'm aware of. The only other thing I think I've heard so far was Capcom's gonna make another multiplayer Resident Evil game, and it's not Outbreak 3. I don't really give much of a shit. I'll get in the bargain bins like I did with 6 and Operation Raccoon City, which I'm gonna make Dan the Man suffer through.
Hey, I don't mind suffering through it. It's just the fact that I got to get it. I've seen 6, like, used at some places, but Raccoon City I haven't seen. I'm actually going to have to go dig for that or, God forbid, buy it online.
Ooh. Yeah, well, I don't know. I've never bought used games off GameStops online, so I don't,
Oh, I was
like,
talking about, like, Amazon or something.
I don't know how much they're on Amazon. That's probably a better for less likely having scratch shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I've heard so far. I haven't gotten to watch it yet. But those are the only two things I've really heard so far. I haven't heard a lot of exciting things from it quite yet. I think there was something Sega actually announced. Now I think about it, like it's faintly in the back of my head.
Bankruptcy?
No, it was.
Yeah,
Well, I hope not. They own Atlas.
okay.
I think that wouldn't be good. No. I mean, I know everyone wants to joke about uh, Sony not being worth much, but I mean that's Sega, but um, you know, too much chaos.
You're getting more confidence in Capcom? I can't imagine why.
Well, I mean, for me, Capcom hasn't really done anything too wondrous for a
No, I don't
while.
think so either.
It's been a while since I've seen anything too wondrous for it. I
I mean, they're
mean,
not like, Satan Spawn or anything, but they're certainly not what they used to be.
why do you, if I can ask, be so bold to ask, why do you feel like you're getting confidence in them? Um, I mean, because Dead Rising 3 was a complete disappointment to me because they did a bunch of DLC and um, they didn't multiplat it. I mean, I I'll get when I get Xbox One, but and then they did the Ultimate Edition and still didn't even give it any physical with the DLC, which disappointed me on that. That would have actually made me a lot happier. That I can admit that was a nice sign. I can admit that for sure. But my big problem with that mainly is that we didn't actually get a physical version of the remake of the first one. I had to actually import that, and now it it is good news that they recently said we are going to get one with the Resident Evil Zero one, and that they're going to remake give Resident Evil 2 a remake, which if it's anywhere close to how the remake of Resident Evil 1 and the creation of Zero will uh, actually would be a good thing. I I can't disagree with it. I have actually been enjoying the limited time I've played with the PS3 version of the GameCube remake. It's pretty good. There are there are some notable changes I've seen in it, and some are good, and some not necessarily bad. They just you get more options of difficulty. Well, in the GameCube version, you had no options of difficulty. You had get good or die.
See, now I guess I'll throw in my cynical 2 cents here. It's good that they did the remakes. I'll give you that, but I agree there's no physical copy, which is a downside. But what it says to me that they remade one and two, yes, they're classic games, but I want to see Resident Evil 7 go back to the ways that 1 and 2 was.
Oh,
4 was a good
that
game.
would be
5 and
really
6,
good in my opinion.
5 and 6 you can just put in a bargain bin somewhere. 4 was good, and then they just went downhill. So give me Resident Evil 7 like the old style survival horror. To me, a remake of 1 and 2 says, yeah, we know you want survival horror, but we're not going to make a new game here. Play these again. So I don't see it as good of a thing as it could have been.
I don't know if I really legitimately want a Resident Evil 7 to be honest.
You don't? I mean, if they keep going the way they've gone with 5 and 6, no, I don't either.
I don't know what else they could do. They basically have the entire world on the vague of utter destruction now, to be honest. It's just I mean, it was so isolated in Raccoon City for so long, and now it's just I don't know, the story's just gone to multiple countries. I mean, it was refreshing with Resident Evil 4 in that regard because it wasn't just the umbrella virus and all that crap. It was actually them dealing with a whole new problem and stuff.
Right. And that was cool. I did like that. But like you said, it's gotten way overgrown and
Oh
overdone,
yeah, I
and
mean like limited play I had with Leon's storyline in Resident Evil 6. I mean, literally, they were going all over this fucking cities and shit. We got up to, I did like the beginning of Chris Redfield's campaign, which was utterly crap to begin with. I mean, it's like, it got rid of the only interesting new character in ages in Resident Evil 5, and it's like, hey, let's replace this with a whiny teenager kid. And it's like, uh,
yeah. I tell you what I want to see is the Evil Within 2, but not as such a blatant Resident Evil ripoff. Because the Evil Within was just, I mean, Resident Evil. Like I was saying,
well, it
it
was
was a new
made
Resident
by
Evil.
the Cradle, wasn't evil. I mean, what was
Oh
expected?
no, I know that, but I'm saying he should have taken that and upped the game a little bit, not just gone back to classic
Well, I
Resident Evil.
think they were trying to ride on the bandwagon of everyone complaining about the problems of Resident Evil. So I kind of felt like the whole advertisement was going back to the roots of Resident Evil.
Yeah, and I do think it's a good starting point. I thought that Evil Within was a good game, just not a great groundbreaking game.
I've
And
been
I
needing. Sorry to interrupt you, man. I've
Oh,
been
you're fine. It's
meaning.
your stream.
I've been meaning to get Revelations. Um,
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I
there's
was just gonna
two.
say that.
Yeah, there's two things that keep holding me back from getting it. Like a part of me wants to get the Wii U version, but then also the other versions have co-op, I believe, on the PS3 and such. So I'm kind of like, uh, and now I actually probably would lean more towards those. Now I got some more people I can actually play co-op with more. Because Aaron, like I said, Aaron's been in a very bad position and he has no internet or anything. He lives further away, can't really interact with him as often. It's literally like an hour and a half drive to get where he is, and then back here, and then back there, and then back here. So
Last time you told me it was an hour.
it's
Who
like
moved?
it's around. It depends on how fast you go. If you're going slow or if you're going really fast.
I guess.
But you get the idea. And he has no car, no job. He's just I don't know.
The
It's
coop is
pretty
very good and
much
challenging.
what.
The coop is very good and challenging.
Uh, yeah. See, so I don't think Revelations 1 has a PS4 version. I don't think. But yeah. If Dan gets wants to get and play co-op, I'd probably be willing to probably go with the PS3 version.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing that. Except my PS3 is packed up right now.
Well, I mean
And
not right now, but I mean like in a future time period.
oh yeah, yeah. Once I get this whole moving thing situated and figured out, it'll definitely be a lot easier to do that kind of stuff. But right now, I mean, I'm sitting on my sofa surrounded by boxes, so there's not a whole lot readily available. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, you
I
like
tell you,
gooped me.
huh?
Do some goop on me, maybe, while I could move. But, yeah, I mean, but Revelations 1 was, what, maybe 2 years old? Now, Revelations 2 came out more recently, and while I haven't heard a lot of bad things about it, I think I've heard slight criticisms of it more than the first one got.
About the remake or about the original?
The Revelations 2.
Hmm. I don't know. I think a lot of the things for me that made the survival horror genre was really, limitations of the time. It's the whole fog argument with Silent Hill. Everyone says, "Oh, you can't get rid of the fog." Well, the only reason they did it was because of the system limitations.
Yeah, they did it because the field of view was incredibly limited because
Right.
they did an open world style kind of thing, which, I mean, that was crazy on the PS1. I mean, even fucking GTA didn't have a very 3D open world kind of thing going for it there.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, yeah, they may have done it to, hide some flaws and get around some limitations, but it became, such an important part of the atmosphere that when they say, "Oh, look, we've got better hardware now, we can get rid of it," it loses something. So I really, it's a lot harder to come up with that atmosphere when you're trying to be so HD and everything else.
See, what I think another problem with Capcom in that regard is that I think it's a common problem with a lot of franchises right now. A lot of companies, they want to get as much money as they can,
Hmm.
and
Don't
instead
we
of
all?
wanting to cater more towards their audiences, they're wanting to go more with what they think's gonna sell. So, and it, they look at it, and it's like, well, Call of Duty's selling like really well and shit.
Yeah. Well, I think if that were true, they'd go like the DOA route for Street Fighter Five and like have DLC costumes of like bikinis and bunny outfits and everything like that. I
Well,
don't think they
they do
quite
have
that far.
costumes you can get.
Yeah, but they're not like that yet. I mean, yeah, there are costumes, but
What did you? Uh,
they're not quite as fan servicey as DOA.
I don't know. Revelations 2 triggered Anita pretty bad. All
I
those
I could
hillbilly outfits with boobs sticking out really got to her.
I could sit here and talk about hot dogs and watermelons, and it would trigger her really bad.
Yeah, I think everything would trigger her really bad. Oh shit! Sunflower setting me on fire. It burns. Burns.
Oh. Well, if I can stay awake for this stream, I might make things interesting.
But
You could
yeah,
just
I need to get the
my
Revelation
thoughts.
games. I've heard really good things from them, so they all stuff I need to check out.
I don't. I don't think there's any real upcoming games that I'm super hyped about.
Well, like I was saying earlier, Persona 4 Dancing All Night's one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm not. I've never played a Persona game. I keep thinking about getting into them, especially like the Persona 4 for the Vita. I've heard nothing but
Oh yeah, I mean, if you have
bullet
a
for that game.
Vita, get Golden.
I've got a
It
Vita
has more. Well, I'm just saying, it has more
in
stuff
general for
than the
everybody.
PS2
Yes.
version.
Yeah. No, I've heard like so many good things about that game. I keep meaning to pick it up, but it's not exactly top on my list. So I do want to get it eventually. And yes, Anita is tired of the exploitation of women in media. But you know what? If it was only women, she'd have a leg to stand on. But it's not only women.
Well, it depends on the context of what's going on. I mean, I'm all for like divorce corridors, more interesting corridors and such, but the thing that I take offense with these people is they act like it's destroying people. It's like what's an example? Okay, like the infamous main corridors. I don't like any of them. I don't relate to any of them, but I'm not gonna go out and be like, oh, well, the Kratos evil because he doesn't have a African American main character. He's evil.
And where do you go with video games that have character creators that can do men, women of
I
all
find it
colors?
funny. I found
You
it
know?
funny when Splatoon came out and they had the female character on the left, and like I think it was Kotaku was like, "Oh my God! Finally, someone made it well. They don't automatically assume you want to be a guy." It's like there's two sexes. You got male or female. It's
Right.
gonna start on one or the other, and just because it starts on one doesn't mean it's some fucking conspiracy or something.
And you know what? You know why it's usually women that are exploited, because 90% of the gaming population is male. Yeah, that number is getting less as more girls play video games, but video game
And you know
type
that
of
goes into what I was saying with Capcom and Call of Duty. With at least in the more AAA market, you have more male gamers. You're
yeah,
gonna do what you think is gonna get you more money, and like people like Omega Sin and oh, I just got ran over. Like Omega Sin has brought up before. It they're going to do what they think's gonna get them more money, and if they think that having sexy, attractive women is gonna get them more money, they're gonna put it in for money. It's not
yeah.
some sexist conspiracy that
Oh,
Capcom wants
derailed.
to enslave women. They want money. They're a business, and if they think there's an audience for it, they're gonna do it.
Right.
Is it low brow? Sure, but
Yeah, it is. Does
doesn't
it sell?
mean they're like some patriarch against women. No, it's I don't know where these people act like Anita acts like we live in some third world country where we throw acid on women's face for speaking.
Well, maybe not for speaking, but for speaking out of turn.
I can't remember the name of the country, but there was a country. There was something that happened like last year where there was this big incident where these people were throwing acid on these women's faces for just fucking speaking about some shit that it's like. And actually, just recently, like Christina Summers pointed out an incident where I think it was in Iraq where an Iraqi woman was in trouble and she got a lawyer and she shook hands with her lawyer, and for some reason apparently that's counting as like some kind of sex crime, so she's now being charged with that. And
Wow.
Christina Summers is like, too bad the radical feminists in America are too busy worried about their Patreons as like actual women having real, issues.
Right. We're too busy worried about women in video games wearing bikinis when
Yeah,
the serious
virtual
crap.
women who aren't
Yeah.
holding anyone, they're fictional. It's like, oh my goodness, my world is oval because Dead or Alive has changeable outfits for bathing suits. Not like the guys didn't have any. If I remember correctly, Zach has a lot of skin tight outfits.
Yeah. Well, speaking as a guy, I know that there's a lot more guys that are staring at the women in bikinis than there are women staring at the guys in bikinis, which is why they don't do it as much because it doesn't sell. Appeal to your audience. But the thing that kind of grinds my teeth about that is that, okay, you know what? Fine. You don't like those kind of games because they have, scantily clad women in them, or they have, a lot of cussing in them. You know what? You don't have to go on a tirade and, boycott GameStop, or go to the publisher's website and write some nasty, scathing email. Just don't buy the game. It happened with Xbox when they did their whole DRM thing. We spoke with our wallets. We didn't buy them. We pulled our pre-orders. Their stocks tanked, and they realized we better fix this, and fast. So somewhere along the line, if that's really as big of an issue as everyone's making it out to be, with all these, the feminists saying that video games are sexist and horrible, and the downfall of society, if that were really true, just don't buy them and they'll go away.
Hey, here,
But the
here.
fact that they
There's
haven't gone
not to
away,
interrupt you, but there's two things I want to say, and he just commented. First thing, what you were saying. Oh crap, what was it? I was just thinking of it. I forgot. Oh yeah. One person had a really good topic about, um, essentially, men and women are attracted sexually in different ways. Women just don't look at, like men can be more attracted to legs and hips and such, while
men are
women
very
are
physical,
more
yes.
likely to be attracted to muscles and facial things. Like, a lot of women apparently really care a lot more about like a nice, clean cut man, a lot more with hair in
We're
there, a lot
screwed.
more. Hmm?
I said, well, then we're screwed. I'm not
Yeah,
clean
I know.
cut,
That's
period.
why. That's why I hate my beard. I'll never get a girlfriend. Anyway, um,
Hey, I've got my little woman. I'm cool.
but yeah. I mean, men and women are attracted in different ways. So I mean, what women and men are attracted to are going to be different. It's not just a simple case of this and that. Um, but with
That's
what
why you don't see men read trashy romance novels. Women need that kind of emotional attachment. Men really don't 90%
Yeah,
of
and
the
that's
time.
another thing. I actually read an interesting psychological study recently about how actually women have a more tendency of wanting to feel connected with someone a lot more.
Yep.
Sometimes, in the study I was reading, said that sometimes some women can actually get really, oh, how to put it, really oddly feel. But with his comment, I have no problem with feminists. Like I'm perfectly fine with Christina Summers, who's a feminist. The problem, see, I generally like to try and refer to the batshit loony people as feminazis, and just feminists as feminists, because I mean, I don't have a problem with feminists actually trying to fight real problems in the world. There are
Yeah.
women in third world countries who have no rights or being beaten, acid thrown on them and shit. But the feminazi people, like, they act like they'll, like, who the fuck is holding you back in America? Like,
Well, I think that's just it. Since we have those rights and those legal avenues that those third world countries don't have, the women over here feel like they have to be fighting for something, and that's all they've got.
I
Like
just
you're
don't
saying.
get it. I mean, we literally got women in third world countries who are fucking literally being beaten into life, and then you got
Mhm.
Bien Wu on Twitter. It's like, oh my goodness, Gamergate is worse than fucking ISIS. It's like, ISIS has beheaded people. What the fuck are
Right.
you talking about? Even if you wanted to say, even if you believed Gamergate was a hate group, how could they be worse than ISIS? ISIS has literally beheaded people. Uh, just don't
Women really
buy
have.
it. The same was said about segregated restaurants.
Yeah, and guess what? We don't have segregated restaurants anymore. But you said women were only recently legally given equal pay. The equal pay is such a slippery steep freaking slope. Because the problem with I have no problem with equal pay. First of all, let me put that right on the table. I have no problem with equal pay. The problem that I have, however, is equal pay for equal work. And I've said this from the beginning. If a woman wants to do the job that a man does, fine. She should get every nickel that a man does. But the problem is, on a daily basis, I have to, do all kind of crap that women either can't do or don't want to do. Women don't pick up 200-pound loads and carry them halfway across a construction site. Women don't generally, I say generally because there's exceptions to every rule, women don't get on, a muck suit and jump in a porta potty trailer and scrub it out. Women, you're just not going to find many women that do that. I do work with a woman who does the same job I do, and she gets paid the same amount I do. But 9 times out of 10, you ask a woman, "Hey, here, put on these big rubber waders and jump in that sewage truck." Give me out off the top of your head, all the women you know, how many of them would say, "Yeah, sure, no problem"?
Now,
Probably not many.
now on the whole pay thing, equal pay has been around for a good while. I don't remember the year. If you're referring to the thing Obama did, I don't even know how that even happened. We already have a law about equal pay shit. Like, I don't know how anyone. Like, either that was a whole ploy to get feminists to be voters, or Obama is crazy and doesn't know anything about actual laws that have been passed.
I'll go with that one.
But as a, the I said this before to someone, I can't remember who, but there's only two real things that that can really be said in the uneven pay thing. Either A, someone's breaking the law, please go report them, or B, you have a negotiable paycheck. And what a negotiable paycheck is usually CEO like positions where you're not paid a certain amount throughout the entire corporation. It is contracted, and then that's what you're paid, and it can be renegotiated. And
Mm-hmm.
that is that can be unequal though, because it's negotiable. And studies have shown that men tend to negotiate for higher amounts of money, while women in those positions don't. And if that's a problem, then what you should be fighting for is that those kind of positions shouldn't have negotiable paychecks. They should be all the same. And that should be what you fight for in that sense, not be like, oh, every single job is sexist because McDonald's and Walmart and everyone does it, right? Well, I can tell you where I work, no one gets paid differently. Everyone in the same but there are multiple brackets where I work based on how many years you've been working there. And every
Oh,
year you get a 10 cents raise. So everyone who's
wow.
been there for 5 years and you have a line job, you're not quality maintenance or team leader, but you're a line position, all those 5 year people are paid the same regardless of sex or anything. The only job, well, the only other thing besides CEO like positions, porn also has a wide difference. And I can tell you, women are way high in the paycheck in that position. But
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you have a time-based seniority system, which is the same where I work. There's tiers, and right now I'm a tier 7, and the only thing above a tier 7 is a superintendent, which I really don't think I'm going to be, at least not for a long time. So the only thing I can hope for is them annual raises. But everyone else that works with me is in the same boat, except for 3 people. So, you say, well, equal pay for equal work. Yeah, but I've worked here for 5 years and you've worked here for a year and a half. I'm going to make more than you. It's not because I'm a man, it's because I've been here for a lot longer than you. So, again, it's a situational thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked people who believe in the pay gap. Seriously, all I've asked ever, and I've only had two responses, and the only thing I've ever asked for anyone in the pay gap thing is, tell me two people who are opposite sex, who are two different pay gaps. Tell me what in the world job they're working that they both have the same job in, and like, I don't see any of these people ever bring up. It's like, oh, I know Mary and Joe, and they both work this at McDonald's, but Mary gets 10 cents less than Joe, and they've worked the same seniority rank and everything.
That's because Joe is boffing the manager.
It's a fact. Well, tell me two people who are literally working the same job. I mean,
Well,
I'm not
he says
against being disproven. It's just
he says it's a
nobody.
statistical fact, but you can make statistics say anything you want. 95% of people know that.
I'm just saying I'm not against being disproven, but nobody wants to disprove me. I mean, the only responses I've got is be blocked or just be like, cis white male.
Oh, you figured out how to use the cis abbreviation, huh?
Hmm?
I said something to you the other day about being cis, and you're like, "What the hell does that mean?"
Yeah, you told me what it meant. I
Yeah,
never knew what it actually meant.
yeah. Now being the social norm has to have its own label.
But yeah, I mean, if somebody can tell me two people literally working the same job, they have the same seniority rank, and I think that's another thing that a lot of these people take out of context too, is they don't take into account the ranking of seniority, because a lot of places do that.
Well,
Places
yeah,
like
that's what we were just
GameStop and
saying.
that don't, but like factories and bigger label
Hmm.
places have a very seniority system. So, if like Joe has worked there 5 years and Mary's worked there for 2 years and they're doing the same job, of course there's going to be a little difference. But if they
Yeah.
both work there 5 years and then there's still a difference and they're working the same job, then yeah, and I don't see court cases. It's illegal. It has been illegal since at least like 1970s, at least, if not more. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember what the hell. Like I'm pretty sure it's even farther back, but I honestly like I'd look it up now, but obviously I'm playing a game. Maybe Dan can look it up, but I don't know. It's back during the what years were the baby boomer years? The baby boomer years was like around that time period, I believe.
Now you say that you don't know what the pay gap takes into account. Well, that statement in itself, you shouldn't make that statement without you knowing what the pay gap takes into account. So if that's the case, then educate us. What does the pay gap take into account?
Yeah, I mean I'm up for open discussion. I'm not here to block anyone. What do you think I am, Piano Woo?
The Equal Pay Act of 1970.
1970. Hey, I was pretty good though.
The act, oh, okay, of the 70s. I'm sorry. The act came into force on December 29th, 1975.
Okay, so I was just a little bit off, but that was pretty close.
The term pay is interpreted in a broad sense. This also includes things not only wages, but holidays, pension rights, company perks, and bonuses. So they're not just talking monetarily, they're talking, a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, see,
Guess
that's
what?
why I don't get why Obama even did that little law thing he did, like, what, 2 years ago or something? It's like, it's always existed. What the fuck? It's like, oh, I'll just go with all this shit and get some extra votes or something. It was weird.
Yeah. Like,
I
okay, here's an example. My father-in-law, um, for years he worked for this company, and they decided to put a new policy into effect where you could either get, they were getting new vehicles for everyone who worked there, company vehicles, or you could get a pay raise. And I'm not sure, I don't know what made him make the decision, but he decided on the pay raise. And then like 6 months later, he was complaining that, oh, well, so and so's got a company vehicle that they drive, and I didn't get a company vehicle. Well, yeah, because you chose the raise. So it just because, okay, it's not equal pay because so and so makes more than me, and but they have a company car and you don't. So it's perks and everything else you have to take into account too.
Well, give throw out some stuff. I mean, all I see is numbers. I don't hear of anyone suing anyone or anyone
Right.
like I remember there was like the one person who was claiming some comedic club didn't pay her the same price as another comedian, but then it got revealed that she had slightly lied about what the situation was. The
Yeah, I heard that
guy
too.
she was complaining about was a professionally hired comedian to come to the club. She was somebody at the last minute. They just kind of let fill in for a slot for a little, and if I remember correctly, they said that wasn't even a paying thing. That was more of a just, hey, come on, do shit.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
heard that.
I think the ball keeper said he just actually gave her some money just because he was just being nice.
Yeah, okay, you say women still earn 78% of a man's wage in the same position, but that doesn't explain what the pay gap takes into account. I said if you're going to make that claim, you have to expand on what it takes into account. That doesn't say what it takes into account. That's just a figure. Like Atticus was saying, that's a figure. That's not anything concrete.
But you see,
And
the
applying
problem
to
again with
yeah,
the that pay gap study. See, the thing is, we're talking about same job, same seniority, same pay. That pay gap study is every single American male in every job they're doing for every seniority level they are versus every female at every job at every seniority level, all the income. That's not comparing equal to equal. That's comparing the Italian sex paycheck versus the other Italian sex paycheck.
wait, there's a sex paycheck now? I should be like getting back pay for all that then, right?
Well, I'm
Man, I
just
need to
saying
start
that's
paying
what
my
it is.
taxes.
And then, of course, you have to take into account women get medical leave and stuff for babies and things.
Yep.
So of course, if you're going to compare all the money all the guys in America make and all the money all the women make at every seniority level in one giant pool, of course the guys are going to be higher. I don't have to take leave to have a fucking baby for the majority of a year and shit.
Right, and not only does that take,
And that's
you know,
not comparing equally. That's comparing
hmm,
everything.
but that again, that goes back to the bonuses and the perks, because you're getting paid for that maternity leave, but you're not working. So what you make in a year salary wise doesn't always cover things like that, but you're still getting paid for it.
Well, if you read the study, that's what it will tell you. If you go read that study, it tells you is all the men and women in all jobs. It does not say that we took everyone in this. Let's say we took everyone working at Walmart, male and female, and compared all their paychecks. It's all the working people.
And you say usually account for those things, but you can't make an argument based on usually, because that's when you run into the one or two studies that don't, that you factor into your argument, that totally go against what you're trying to prove.
At the moment, I'm doing a live stream Dan can try to look for it if he wants to. I don't know if Dan's ever seen that article on it.
That I have not.
You can try to look it up if you can, man. But
I'll see what I can find.
but that article does tell that it is accounting all the workforce. Now it doesn't mention like the wanking, like it doesn't say whether it's like every. I mean, if it's accounting everyone's paychecks, I would assume it has to. I mean, like how can you account everyone in America's money they own and you're not considering the wanking?
I don't know if you're talking about me or Atticus, but I don't think I know more than anyone. I'm trying to get you to tell me where you're getting your information from, and you say, well, usually it happens this way. But usually it happens this way won't hold up in court, won't hold up in any kind of legal presentation, and it won't hold water in an argument. You can't say, well, usually I lock my front door, officer, but so the fact that my house was broken into, I usually lock my front door, so I had to lock it that day. Well, that's not necessarily the case. So just because usually things are a certain way, that has no basis on an argument. I'm not saying I know more than anyone. I'm just saying that you haven't given us sufficient evidence on your side either.
Yeah, like I
And
said, I mean, tell me. I honestly, I've always asked, please tell me of a guy and a girl working the same job. I really would want to know. I don't know what's if it's out there. Somebody tell me a guy and a girl who's literally working at McDonald's or something that are being paid different at the same seniority and job. I mean, all
hold on,
I get, all I get is
you're
privileged white male and block it. Like it,
yeah,
that's
face
like
palm
when
because
Brianna Wu said she was getting harassed on her phone. She was recording them and playing them to her friends, and I asked, would you be able to share those? And she blocked me. I just said, can you share them? It's like, can you show evidence? Then no.
oh, we're talking about pay gaps and men versus women and all that crap. I
I,
got the definitive right here. My wife is sitting next to me. She'll get in on the feminist issue. She'll tell you that feminists suck.
I mean, like again, I mean, I'm not trying to say all
Could you say that
feminists.
on the
So
mic?
I'm not trying to say all feminists. See, the thing is with the feminazis is they're vocal. So I'm not against normal feminists, but feminazis I have a problem with. But like like I said, I'm fine with like Christina Summers. You know, actually cares about issues as opposed to her personal Patreon page.
Now you say that's irrelevant. There is a lag, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. By the time I see your message, I don't. Atticus is rambling on about who knows what. What's irrelevant? You have to be a little bit more specific since I can't hear you and you're just typing. And that's definitely not the only way to measure trends. It's the only way that we can see data on past trends because we're not in those trends anymore. So we have to look back on statistical data. And it's the only way to project on future trends because we can take where we are now and do a statistical analysis to figure out where we're going to end up. And even that's not right half the time because it's just a guess for the future. But I don't think it's irrelevant, and I really don't think that that's the only way we can measure anything.
Well, I think he's referring to when I said, show me two people getting paid differently. I don't know how's that irrelevant. I mean, if you can't show me two people who aren't or being paid differently, I don't. That doesn't even make sense to me. Like
Yeah,
that's
because you
like
can't.
saying
You know what you're
George
trying to
shot
say.
Jill, and then someone said, "Well, George shot Jill." It's like, well, it's irrelevant he shot Jill. It's like Like I don't get that. It's like how's it equivalent? I mean, you can't tell me. I mean, not necessarily you personally, but nobody. All these people scream that there's a pay gap, but none of them ever show or tell of anyone. Yeah, I mean, I get you personally might not know someone. I can understand that, but I'm just saying, like, out of all these people I've ever interacted with about it before, they're just always about saying that they can't ever show somebody or something. It's like I just don't get how. What's an example I could think of what I'm trying to like illustrate? It's just
Okay,
trying to.
here we go. I'm on a website here, Institute for Women's Policy Research. So right away you can see it's a pro-feminist website, and if you read their description of that statistic, it
Yeah.
says that women continue to earn considerably less than men. Doesn't say anything about the same job. In 2013, full-time female workers made 78 cents to every dollar earned by male full-time workers, a gender wage gap of 22%. Again, doesn't say anything about the same job. It just says male workers versus women workers. You go down and it says these fact sheets are updated twice annually according to our research, blah, blah, blah. Um, Female full time workers made 75 cents. Yeah. So there's nothing in here about the same job. It's just comparing, the W 2s of men versus the W 2s of women. Um,
But you
Numbers,
have
while
to you have
may
to
be
go
affected
to you
by the
have to go
segregation
to
of
where
gender jobs.
they got that information from.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't been able to find that. This is as close as I've come.
See, there was a
Uh,
video I watched about it that had the specific place it came from, and I
See,
would have to.
even this website says, if you scroll down, it says jobs predominantly done by women pay less on average than jobs predominantly done by men. So of course you're going to have a statistic that says, oh, women make less. Yeah, because their jobs pay less. It's not because, oh, you're a woman. It's because a secretary doesn't make as much as a coal miner.
But then that's contrary to saying it's equivalent to ask for an example of a male and female working the same job in seniority that's getting different pay then.
Yeah, see, you just told us that that stat's irrelevant because you're not talking about the same job. But if we scroll up, we can see that you said the only way to measure things is through statistics. So which one is it? Is statistics the only way we can accurately see things, or is that statistic irrelevant because it admitted that it's not looking at apples and apples, it's looking at apples and oranges? And here's a better question. I'd like to pose this question before, well, I guess it's too late to say before we get into this. When Lumina was on your stream, you were talking about Final Fantasy and Radiant Historia and all that. How come when I jump on, we start talking about feminism and pay gaps and all this crap?
I have no idea. I think what brought it on is we said something about Anita.
I don't think I did. I think the chat did. Well, why can't you link things?
Yeah, I'd have to try and look for it after I'm done streaming. See,
Yeah.
me, I'm in a bad position to go look for things because I'm trying to kind of also entertain and gameplay in the background. Dan is my white wing person
Yeah,
at
okay.
the
Well, go ahead and
moment for
type.
that.
Google doesn't let you. Damn Google.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if the study is true, again, why would it be so hard to just give me one
Type if you want.
out of the out of the
I'm gonna pull my phone out.
hundreds? Hmm?
What if we disagree? Oh, I'm talking to Rachel. I got my laptop here, and since I'm the one on the microphone, she's gonna be typing as me.
So we're gonna get a female perspective
That's
in the
right.
chat room.
We'll get the female perspective back.
Oh, sure, why not? That's a good thing because then people can't just be like, white cis scum. But
Only problem is she can't hear what we're saying, or she can't hear what you're saying.
oh
So
well,
I don't have just a straight up microphone. I have a headset, so I can
oh,
hear you guys, but she can't.
that's fine. Perfectly welcome to add anything once say that. But
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't exactly invite a female friendly environment. She can't hear you. Oh, that's fine.
well, I'm not banning or anything. I
um,
mean, I'm
just
sorry she can't hear me. I'm
I'm
sure
just
you
ripping
can
on you,
tell.
man. She could probably go to YouTube on her phone with a headset.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. If somebody is not being paid the same, go fucking sue where you're walking.
Yeah, he agrees with you.
Oh, good. Yay.
He says if that's the case, then they should definitely take legal action. But like you said, that's usually not the case.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, where was this case though? People say there's this huge statistical difference. Where are they? I don't know any. There's tons of females that work in the factory I work in. They all get paid the same as everyone else.
Hmm.
Fuck,
Actually,
half of
hold on,
them, half of them
hold on a second.
laugh at this shit. Like Carla thinks most of these people fucking like Carla is not a religious person, and she is a very, very foul person. I mean, like she's had 5 husbands and shit. It's like she is not a nice person. So do not take this as my expression. But she said these people really just need to be fucking shot or something because she thinks they're all fucking crazy and poisonous. Not me, but she gets a horrible laugh out of them. She thought the whole peanut butter jelly sandwich is racist thing. She thought that principal needed fired and never hired for anything related for children.
I agree. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'd put my phone on speaker so that she can hear what's going on too.
Hello.
Hello.
And when you say labor has virtually no power, I don't know. You know, you said earlier that statistics are our only true measurement of anything. Where's the statistic for that? Because I don't know where you got that from. Labor has no power. Try saying that to a union man and see how far you get.
Or woman.
Oh yes, you I'm sorry, union person, union worker.
I was trying to figure out what exactly does she mean by labor has virtually no power.
That's what I just said.
I have no idea to be honest.
Well,
I
you could find the
really don't know. But I just like if this is really happening, I just don't see how nobody. Man, it's a like lawyers have wet dreams over this kind of case. It's like shit. This is gonna be the easiest load of fucking money I can get. Like lawyers would literally wet themselves for cases walking into our offices like this. Like the evidence would speak for itself if it's real.
Yeah, and going off, he just said union participation is at an all
Oh
time low.
yeah, companies don't want unions. Like unions tried to come around where I work. My company, one of my former team leaders, he openly told us that our company did actually help another company in the area drive a union because they were trying to establish a union. Yeah, they don't want unions, and well, yeah, that does suck for workers, but that doesn't have anything to do with women being paid differently, though.
See,
I
I
mean
don't
that.
think it does suck for workers because I mean, if you look at what a union does for you versus what you do for the union, It's all about dues, and unions today, they're not
Yeah, my
necessary.
dad, I've never been in a union. My dad said in his time, unions were awesome, but my dad says unions now are just blood sucking leeches for money. I don't know
Exactly.
personally. I've never been in a union. Because, well, yeah, unions all have all time low.
And it's like you said, it's because no one wants to be in one. There's no need for them anymore. We have labor laws that protect us. We don't need the unions to protect us anymore. Unions were started because of poor working conditions where people died, and the only thing that they did for them was kick them out of the chair and replace them. That's why unions were started, because labor was ridiculous and no one gave two craps about the idiot on the construction's floor. And the same thing with feminism. When it started off, it was a noble thing. Hey, women are, you know, subservient and not, they're not equal to the man. So hey, women got the right to vote. Women got, equal this, equal that. Women got all these things that they needed. And earlier we were talking about radical feminists versus feminism. Feminism today is not what feminism was originally intended. So just like the fact that the unions aren't needed anymore, feminism's not needed anymore, because of the original intent of feminism has already been realized. Today's feminism has nothing to do with that. It's just about women who want to stand up and scream, look at me, I'm special, look at me. And it doesn't matter if they look stupid or if they get a billion people to agree with them. That's all they're looking for, is personal attention.
Well, I understand a union needs fun, but like I said, I never been a union, so I personally am not speaking on unions because I don't have experience. And just like my video game reviews, if I haven't experienced it, I'm not going to really express much except for very little opinion. But like I can't really speak on firsthand experience of it. But I just like saying that was my dad's opinion, that he feels like unions now aren't useful or don't really contribute much. And so did my team leader at the time when he talked about that at work. That was their opinions. I can't have one unless I've been in one. But my dad said they were really useful and great back when he was my age and stuff, as a teen and stuff. Well, as a teen, man, I tell you, I kind of like what you said, Dan. Like, I keep thinking I'm a lot younger than I am when I'm starting to become an old fucking man now.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. My brain says, you're 16, go ahead, jump off the roof, and my body says, I got to climb a flight of stairs to do that.
Now, if unions work how they did in the past, I'm not against that at all. But I don't have control to do that or run a union in that manner or anything. Eh, like, I can't honestly speak on unions because I've never been one. The positive stuff, yeah, that it sucks we don't have that stuff. I can't lie about the positive things being a loss.
Well, yeah, but with unions, unions are mainly focused on the collective group. If if Bob has a problem,
Wow.
he
Wow,
goes
well.
to what?
Sorry, it's just that had to hire back a guy who threatened somebody with a knife. That is horrible. And that's funny, and well, not really funny, right? It will my first job was at Pizza Hut as a dishwasher. And why I left was because of a new cook, and he was one of those, oh, fuck hip man, I'm in the gangster neighborhood kind of fucking people. And, yeah, I'm trying to be offensive though, but he was really that kind of person. And he would literally throw knives and shit like halfway across the kitchen area into the sink. And I complained to the manager 3 times about it for safety reasons and things, and they didn't do anything about it. And I've told my mom about it, and my dad's like, "Well, you're not going back there. I wouldn't." So I didn't go
Right.
back. And then they made him the dishwasher, and then he quit the next day. But yeah, that's what I meant by it's. I guess more. It's like it's it just reminded me of that. I didn't mean like it was actually funny that somebody. You don't know what I mean.
Right. Now hold on here. What was I saying? Oh yes. Back in '56, I was no. Uh um yeah, like I was saying, um unions are focused on the collective group. If Bob has a problem, he can go to his union rep, but it's up to the union rep to figure out, do I really want to pursue this or not? Is it worth it? Whereas without a union, Bob goes to the manager or the boss or whoever, and the boss will usually take care of it because the boss cares about the individual employees and the group, not just the dues and the group as a whole.
Oh, hey, actually, that's actually kind of okay. So nobody can name me one scenario where a guy and a girl are not being paid equally for the same job in seniority. But you're saying one incident means unions are evil. So the same logic, since nobody can name one incident, not these hundreds of people on Twitter and stuff can't name one incident. So can't I just use the same logic though? That because
Shh,
they
you weren't supposed to know that.
well, I'm just saying it's like you're saying, oh, one incident. So one incident will a guy gets paid less than a woman, or a woman gets paid less than a guy. Well, the Italian structural interstructural of American pay is evil. Then that okay, he was being sarcastic. Okay.
Yeah, I figured he was being sarcastic, but your point is valid. He's saying that, oh, there was one incident, so that means that every one of them's bad. But he can't even give us one incident of a male versus female pay gap.
Sadly, sarcasm isn't very good in a chat room. Sadly,
What a what?
I was saying, sadly, sarcasm is not very easy to tell sometimes in a chat room.
Well, that's I knew he was being sarcastic because sarcasm is my bread and butter. But
Oh,
you know,
I'm horrible at sarcasm.
okay, let's see. Rachel just pulled something up from usatoday.com, an
This year.
article this year, this April. It says that 21 of the current 22 CEOs in five have reported the latest compensation is Yahoo. Where am I looking, huh?
They were paid an
Um,
average of $18.8 million versus where male CEOs are usually paid an average of 12.7, meaning that female CEOs actually make what is I can't do my math right now, over 6 million more dollars a year than they do.
did y'all catch that?
Can you repeat that again?
Sorry, she's a little further away from it
Oh,
than I am.
I could hear it. It's just I'm also being massively murdered by sunflowers.
Oh, okay. Well, she just went away. Go back. You
Oh, sorry.
from USA Today, it says that female CEOs on average made $18.8 million during the last fiscal year, but male CEOs during the last fiscal year made an average of $12.7 million. Uh, so in the same time period, there's almost a $6 million gap between male and female CEOs, and it's not in the male's favor. This is an article from USA Today that proves that females make more money. So there's our one statistic that trumps yours, which you haven't even come up with yet. So just like unions are bad, I guess all CEOs are bad too. And you can't link. Well, that's fine, but you know you can still you can say, hey, there's this website like USA Today, And you might not be able to throw up a link, but you can say what it says, and then we can go look it up. And yeah, you say it depends on the industry. That is very true. I'm sure a male worker at McDonald's is going to make a lot less than a female worker at Saks Fifth Avenue or something.
I mean, that's what the whole thing is about too, is wanting to compare equal jobs. A lot of these studies about the pay gap, they keep taking data where it's just comparing all these different jobs to, but like, you can't compare a factory job to a teacher job and shit. You're not going to get the same results. You need to compare a factory job with a factory job. A lot of these places ain't doing that. They just, I mean, I just don't. I just want one example
I
of
just gave
the
you one.
exact same. No, well, I mean from the opposition side, Dan. I want one example of a guy and a girl. I don't care which one being paid less than the other.
Yay, we win. He's done.
Oh,
Or they're
Yeah.
done. Yeah, admittedly, I don't know if you're a man or a woman.
Hey, I can give you an example from like 1976 with my mother, but that was when she was 16. And she even says now that that's not true anymore. So she's like, yeah, back in 1976, there was a pay gap difference, but not anymore.
no, actually, my mom said she used to work at a deli butcher place when she was a teen. She said she got paid really well, actually, ironically, when she was younger than now, when she was still working before her kidney failure, actually. But my mom went from working she went from a deli to a factory and then to Waffle House, and then she had kidney problems. And being a server at Waffle House ain't a fair job to compare to a previous job at a factory.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe they
Oh,
came back.
who's watching now?
I don't know. You can't tell.
Oh, you can't tell.
I don't think so. On Twitch, you can actually look at the list of who's on.
Yeah,
What do you guys think of the YouTube one?
It's interesting.
I like it. It's just the chat room. I wish I could pop out like on Twitch because then I could save computer resources.
That's
Hmm.
why you have me. I'll run interference for you. Hey, this is my chat room. Get out of my chat room.
But yeah, it was kind of odd to actually go into because it's definitely not something I was expecting to do on a jolly good time. Really, I was just wanting to talk about stuff going on there, not a bunch of feminazi things that not exactly. I mean, I've never really even talked about that kind of stuff on my channel. But, like, I make jokes about it occasionally, but never had like a devoted video, let alone a stream.
Did you know the guy?
No, I did not know. They just randomly came in. That I don't know if they were on the YouTube gaming app and were just looking at people playing Plants vs Zombies or something. I have no idea.
Hey, oh no.
Message not sent. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, they when they said they couldn't link, we can't link either. We tried to link that a website about the pay gap, and it says remove any addresses and try again. So I guess that's a YouTube thing.
Oh, huh. Well, I
But
know they removed Google Plus, and you don't have to have Google Plus anymore. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
maybe, yeah, because I know that it's not bugging me to link them anymore.
Hmm. I don't know.
But
I don't usually
yeah,
link stuff on YouTube comments, so I don't know. But then again, that might just be for streaming, because that's a like I've only had it happen like 3 or 4 times. But like when you're a big YouTube person, you wouldn't believe how many people are trying to put bots and shit in your womb to spam links to steal things and that. And that might actually be a smart move on YouTube's and to just
Mm.
not have so many malicious bots, at least with links.
Yeah.
So that actually might have been a smart move. That might have been something they did that yeah, I guess they don't want to debate about the pay gap thing. I mean, like, I don't get if I like. Do you feel like I was being unfair? I mean, I just want one example. Lily, just tell me a Jill and Bob walking somewhere. It's like I don't see why it's so hard to give one example. I understand not every individual is going to know someone, but you would think out of hundreds of people on Twitter thinking this is some worldwide crisis, you think somebody would know somebody.
Right. I mean, everyone's got a story of a brother, of a sister, of an aunt, of a roommate. But to actually say, "Oh, I know somebody,"
Because
someone has to somewhere.
because
I mean,
that comedian thing was the only incident I ever heard of anyone coming forward about, and they got shut down as a liar by two people, the bar owner and the comedian. The comedian was professionally hired, and she was just basically, uh, he
she
just
was.
had like some kind of open slot thing.
I
Well,
was gonna say she was open mic night. Exactly.
yeah, there's the terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the word for it, but yeah, it just she just filled in that position, and the barkeeper said that's a position they don't normally even give money to, and that he just thought like he would hate or to like walk late at night. Oh, he's being sexist for safety, but I guess that's what you get for caring, right?
Well, I've always thought that. You see, women, scream patriarchy and want equal, equal, equal. Well, that's fine, but if you're a woman and you want equal rights, then when you go out to dinner with me, you're paying for your own freaking meal. And I'm not holding the door and I'm not pulling out nobody's chair. And you should like
Yeah,
equal
that's
means
what.
equal across the board.
See, that's what I always find funny. It's like they just want all the good stuff and all the bad stuff's like, nah, I'll
Right.
pass on that. Like, and Lumina, like, I know Lumina doesn't like foul language or that. Um, I got a little mad about, this wasn't a private chat, but we were talking about, one of these stupid things. And, I just said they were just crazy, cunts, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, did you say that?" I was like, "Nope, I said dicks." It's like equality, equality. Hey! Tons of people call people dicks. I mean, technically, it's equality, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure
But
that
yeah,
you.
I mean, it's just like Illumina understand that. It's like I try to watch what I say sometimes around all, but sometimes when I'm talking about Willie, it's like the stupid shit drives me crazy. It's just I try to be as rational as I can, but sometimes it's just like peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Like,
Yeah.
how do you wake up in the morning and even live?
Tell you what, though, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but you know what's even better than that? Peanut butter and chocolate sandwiches. I guess I'm like super double racist or something. No, I'm racist and sexist because if a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is sexist, then the chocolate's brown, so I must be racist too. So I got it coming and going, man.
Well, from these radical feminazi people, I've been called everything. Like literally, Christina Summers and like two other people, like the only rational feminist people I've ever met. I mean, and again, I think that's more of a vocal issue. Like, I think there's good feminist people. It's
Oh,
just you got all these radical lunatics who vocally have fucking hijacked the whole fucking shit.
well, it's the same way with any kind of of
Exactly. The pretty much the worst people, and then it's same with Gamergate. The
right.
worst people sometimes become the vocal thing.
Hmm. What it's the same with any kind of organized group, really. I mean,
Exactly.
look at religion. You have Christians that are good Bible believing Christians who don't
Yeah.
do
And then you
nothing.
got the loons out there be like, we need to burn down the competition. Burn
Right, and then you
down.
have the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, fuck. Oh, those. Oh, I always forget about those people until they do something stupid.
Exactly.
Oh,
So no
my
matter
gosh.
what group you're talking about, you're going to have the normal, everyday people that belong to that group or that identify with that group, and
Yeah.
then you're going to have the radical extremists who just take the ideals, really have no idea what the core ideology is about, but take the ideals that lay on the outskirts of that ideology and run with it in a totally
And
contradictory way.
and it's funny. Because I remember like a few years ago, like 2 years ago, there was like this whole weird thing with atheists. Apparently, a bunch of vocal, crazy, batshit, what was it called, atheism plus or something, and all these crazy atheist plus people were like hijacking the entire atheist kind of shit. It was really weird. I remember a lot of fucking people. It just
Yeah, well, I mean, I made mention of Christians and the Westboro Baptists, which is like I said, the extremist. Atheists. um you know I've been somewhat of a Christian my whole life. I say somewhat because I
yeah, I
grew
know
up in a.
you don't share the same view. I obviously know that.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's not what I meant. Like, what I
Oh,
meant was, I've been somewhat of a Christian, meaning I grew up in a Catholic home, and then I fell away from the church for like 15 years. I stopped going, I stopped practicing, and I was just focused on me. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do whatever I think is right. I don't care about God. I don't care about other people. Whatever I want to do, that's the most important thing to me. And then I guess about 10 years ago I started going back to church. So that's where I say sort of, because for a while I was uh, you know
people
definitely
lose
not
faith
Christian.
sometimes, you know. Some
Huh?
people lose faith, and some people regain faith.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's kind of what I was saying, is that you can be. When I was not a Christian, I wasn't going around crucifying Christians. I wasn't going around opposing people who did believe, saying that,
Yeah.
God's not real and you're stupid and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah, and
A
that's
lot of people
something that
started.
happens more now with
Yeah.
again vocal. There's a few vocal atheist people who do that, that belittle people who believe in different religions and that. I mean, it's fine. Like in my point of view, it's fine whatever you want to believe in, but you shouldn't need to belittle people for believing in something differently. As long like the only reason you should do that is if they're doing it to you. If they're doing it to you, then you have every right to basically do it back at them because it's equality in my point of view. But if they're not doing it to you, you should treat them with the same respect that they're treating with you. I
Yeah,
think.
see, I
Oh,
guess that's the Christian side of me that says, even if they are being that way to you, that doesn't give you the right to be that way to them. And part of that's Christian, I think, but the other part of it's common sense, because yeah, even though you want to be that way back, if someone's being ignorant to you, you just want to say, well, screw you, man. Horse you rode in on, and everybody looks like you. But if you do that, where does it stop? Someone's got to say, dude, this is stupid. Because if not, it's just going to keep going and escalating, and then you get people like Anita Sarkeesian. You know,
yeah,
so I don't feel that just because someone is ignorant to you, that gives you the right to be ignorant to them. Now, of course, it a lot of people feel that way, and it does happen. To be that, well, that playground mentality. He started it, but someone has to stop somewhere. So I try not to. Um, I try not to do that.
yeah.
That's the
Well,
first thing.
sometimes it's tough depending on what's going in the debate. Like I said, I try to be friendly and everything about it, but sometimes people don't want to be nice or fair with some people. Like with Bianwu, literally the only time I've ever really interacted with her, I asked her to fucking link, post the the supposed calls she was getting of harassment on her cell phone that she was gleefully saying she's sitting around a table with friends, laughing and mocking at them for calling her. So she's happy and making fun of them, not, oh, they'll out to murder me or something.
Well, and
And
that's behind closed doors. As soon as everyone's looking at her, she's all distraught and she's all upset.
But yeah,
I
it's just, it's like, why don't you share those audio files and prove a point? If this shit's happening, prove it. But it's like,
mhm.
nope, just block, block. She blocked every single person that asked. There were multiple people that asked, and it just blocked them. It's like I don't get what's so complicated about sharing evidence. Like, are you trying to prove a point, or are you trying to lie out your ass? Because you don't look like you're proving a point, and you look like you're lying out your ass. So, I'd love to get an idea. It's like, again, I have no problem being disproven. Disprove me. I'm asking you to disprove me. Nobody's doing it. Is it weird? I'm complaining that nobody's wanting to disprove me. It's like, give me one example of two people being paid differently for the same shit. Nobody wants to share anything.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think you're being, you asked me before, do you think you're being unreasonable or do you think
Yeah.
you're being rude or whatever? I don't think it's being rude. I think it's being, uh, not scientific, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I think it's being honest and like you said, open to the other side. You're not saying, you can't prove me wrong. You're just saying, go ahead, give me something.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, it
not
just.
that's not being closed minded. That's please present your side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just. I don't know. I just. I just don't get what's so difficult about the whole thing. It's just. I don't feel like I'm being really unreasonable about it. I don't feel like I'm like. I just. I just don't know. I like to think for the most case. I like to be peaceful about that, but I don't know. It's just. It gets all freaking confusing and shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we were saying, it goes back to who can scream the loudest. It's the all the
Well,
race
Deanna
issues
Wu
and
only
sexist
can scream
issues and
loud. She's been on like what 7 news networks now.
but again, what is she doing behind closed doors? If she's going
Well,
on
apparently Will privileged, and she isn't, even though she's been on 7 news shows and shit, and we haven't. Where's my fuck? I need to cash in on that privilege. Where's my
really,
fucking
oh,
ABC news and shit?
did you work on that page for
Hmm.
Yes.
no, I was talking to my wife for a second.
Oh.
She's supposed to be doing something. Um,
Oh,
I've had it with me.
and then she
So
got all interested in the conversation.
no, like she was supposed to be doing something like not like right now, but just like within the past couple days. She's like, "Oh, I'll go ahead and do, update this website," and she hasn't yet.
Oh, she runs a website?
Sort of. It's she doesn't really run a website, but it's for our daughter. We started a fundraiser for her.
Oh, yeah. See, I told you you need to do that. See, I go on a weird side tangent thing. I was thinking for October, I was thinking of trying to do like I still need to finish Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And I was planning on doing that for October. And I was thinking of maybe trying to do um I'm a part of me is gonna so regret doing this. But what I was thinking of doing is if you got something up for a donation thing for your daughter, I was thinking of doing a charity stream thing of finishing Five Nights at Freddy's 1's last 3 days, and hopefully using that as enough courage to not chicken out. Think-
Well, I mean, I don't want you to do anything you're going to regret, first of all. Um, but yeah, we're trying to get this page together. That's why I was saying, she needs to update it. But we were actually trying to do something. We got hooked up with this company that does all these fundraisers, and we were going to do something for the holidays. They actually have this really cool um, popcorn thing, and they send you free samples of all the popcorn that they have, or a lot of the popcorn that they have, and it is so good. But I don't know how long it runs, but it's like a web page that you can go to and order it, and we get so much percentage of whatever they raise. And I mean, like I said, that popcorn is good. I'm gonna buy a bunch of it just to have the popcorn. But we're thinking about doing that for the holidays. Um, but yeah, as far as the stream, man, I mean, like I said, I don't want to put you on the spot or in any position. If you don't want to do anything, that's fine. You
Oh,
certainly
I
don't have
want to
to.
finish it. I just thought it'd be a really neat way of doing it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
And
Um,
there's some other stuff I can discuss you about why I think that'd be good too, but
yeah,
I don't want to make that a main topic thing of a jolly good time though. That's something more private. So
yeah, that's fine. I'll get with you about it later. But I was just asking her if she had messed with that thing anymore.
ah.
So, um, anyway, feminazis.
When did this whole street? It's like somebody put hashtag Gamergate Twitter. This is the opportunity to shell out.
Okay.
This is my opportunity to shine. Shell out. Nah, just joking. This is actually primarily why I never actually did like videos on this kind of stuff, because it's not that I think people who do the subject matter show out or anything. There certainly are some who do, and I'm not trying to point fingers, but there's plenty of people who have brains and way tons better, like that. I can't ever say his name. The guy with the voodoo avatar. I showed you him before.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
does
yeah.
excellent
I know who you're talking
research.
about.
Does excellent research on shit. There are far more competent people that talk about this shit than me. And to me, I would feel like I'm just realistically showing out. So that's why I feel very odd that this entire thing kind of derailed. And I mean, I don't have a problem talking about it. I'm just saying that's kind of why I've always avoided it.
But I don't think you're shelling out because, first of all, you're not rallying for a cause. You're not saying, everybody follow me, I'm going to lead you, and I'm going to be your spokesperson. You're not doing that. You're just talking about it. Second of all, you didn't start it. You didn't say, hey, let's talk about feminism. So you're not trying to start a riot. You're not trying to, rise to the head of anything. So I really don't think you have to worry about that. I think that the way it was handled here, somebody else brought it up, and you didn't shy away from talking about it, and you didn't shy away from picking a side. That is, I think, one of the most important things, because if you refuse to talk about it, then it just looks bad. First of all, you're hedging, on, well, that's a controversial issue. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we should just ignore it. And you picked a side. You didn't jump back and forth, and that's right there. No matter what side you pick, you're going to piss off half the people involved in the discussion, no matter what the
Yeah,
topic
you
is.
can't ever make everyone happy. That's impossible.
Right.
Like, I can tell you as somebody who grew up being an extremely nice guy, like, I. A lot of people say I'm a pretty foul mouthed person nowadays, and that's probably just because I just kind of grew.
You can be,
from
yeah.
like, I mean, I like think I'm still a nice guy, but I mean, it's a, I don't know. The world's not a simply a black and white place, in that, it I just, I guess it was kind of my way of toughening up. I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Well, see, I disagree. Um, I think that the world is a very black and white place. I think that the world is right and wrong, black and white. The gray is shoved in our faces by society. That's
Hmm.
where the gray comes in because the world says you have two things to do. You can either go play with this cute puppy or you can go murder a kitten. Black, white. But society says, well, why don't you play with the kitten and murder the puppy? There's gray. It's you can't you can't just have one or the other. Society says, well, no, you got to take this into account. But and really, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. Like you said, there's no real one or the other. I think Christianity has, or any religion really, has a big part to play in that. The fact that I uphold to Christianity really puts into perspective a black and white viewpoint. So whereas somebody who is not real religious, they're more prone to look at society and say, well, you have to accept these factors. Not to say that I'm right and you're wrong. Again, I'm just explaining my viewpoint on the two sides.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't quite mean it like that when I said black and white. I just meant it's a complicated thing. To me, it's a complicated thing. I mean,
Well, you complicate a lot of things.
well, I've been told
Whew.
that I do have that as an issue a lot of times. I've been told that. Oh,
But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I mean, heck, there are people out there who are complicating peanut butter sandwiches and air conditioning. I certainly think that that's an art
I
form these
can't
days.
even believe that air conditioning thing even got on any fucking news network. What the fuck? Like,
Well,
how? It's like, hey, I think this would be great news to fucking talk about how air conditioning is sexist. Like, what the fuck? I don't even get.
I can see the producer too. It's like 5 minutes till news time, and he's sitting there. Come on, guys, we got nothing. We got nothing. There's got to be something. And some woman goes, here's a story about how air conditioning is sexist. And he looks at her and goes, really? That's what you want me to put on the news? Does anybody have anything else? All right, fine, give it to me. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, it goes back to who can scream the loudest. And we touched briefly on race too. If you're talking really race and feminism, the bottom line in my mind boils down to responsibility. Who takes responsibility for what, and whose responsibility shoved onto? The whole air conditioning thing. Oh, well, men turn up the air conditioning because they're sexist and they try to freeze the women out. No. Take responsibility for your own life. If you're hot, turn the air conditioning up. If you are in the minority who's cold, we're not going to turn the air conditioning down because two people in an office of 50 are cold. Get a sweater. Take responsibility for your own happiness. You know that, hey, your office was 50 degrees yesterday, and you can pretty much guess that your office is going to be 50 degrees today. When you walk out the door, bring a jacket. No, no one thinks like that. They should turn the air conditioning. They should change the temperature for me because I'm cold. No, take responsibility for yourself. The whole race thing. Oh, it's a black issue. Oh, it's a white issue. No, it's a person issue. Yeah, that one instance. may have been because this guy has a problem with race, but that doesn't mean that all people of that color have that problem. You
Yeah,
know, the church thing, the guy, shot up all those
yeah.
black people. Horrible thing. Does that mean all white people are going to go into a church and shoot up black? No. The people see one instance and they think that's going to apply across the board.
And it's so funny because over the years, violence has actually been going down, and more people act. It's so weird. People act like it's the fucking like 40s, 30s, 20, like I don't know, the 1800s and shit. Like
No,
crime,
no, it's
rape, and
still
everything has been going down, but people act like everything's going backwards. It's like I don't like what. It's like
that's just they ain't looking out for number one,
what?
Sandy.
Why wasn't this shit around when this stuff was actually huge?
Well,
And there was actually a really I saw a really interesting video talking about this subject actually about a month ago. They had a very interesting thing I never knew about. You remember that one year? I think it was like the early '90s or something around now, where there was like this huge shark attack thing. Oh no, I think it was like the late '90s, like almost 2000, I think. Well, there
I
was
was
like a
actually
shark. Oh, go ahead.
I was actually going to bring that up, but you don't breathe, so I have a hard time interjecting my thoughts.
Oh, oh. Yeah, here I give you your wife lots of talking. I gave Lumina lots of talking. Now all of a sudden I'm the shit one.
That's right. You just play your game and let me ramble.
But I was going to say the person who brought it up, I didn't actually know this. The prior years to that whole big shark attack scale thing was higher than that year. That
hmm
one year was actually really low compared to multiple years. And yet there
Well,
was
same
this.
thing with this year. This year has been big on shark attacks.
Oh, really? I haven't actually heard anything about that. But then again, I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I don't really keep track about things related to the beach much.
Well, yeah. They said the same thing. They said if you look statistically, it's actually down. But just because the news media decided to cover it, everyone's in shark frenzy.
Hmm. I
You
don't
know,
really
we
watch
are.
the news very much either. I wonder why.
Yeah, we are definitely a media-driven society, and
Oh
they know it.
yeah, and that's why I really liked the Matt Pat's video because it's really true. The media has a lot of fucking abusive power. They can just be like, we want to cover this, and this is the narrative we want to fucking push around that.
Yep.
They can be like, this is what we want to do. This is our cash cow, whether it's legit, true, false. Like, I don't
Well,
even. Go ahead.
I live in Maryland, and back for our last governor election, they they were running ads. You know, they always run the attack ads, and they the one candidate was for advocate for gun rights, and the other one was for gun control. Well, one of the one of the smear campaigns was Governor so and so wants to put guns on our streets, and they showed like a playground with like six automatic rifles just laying around on the playground.
What?
And then, Governor so and so wants to put guns in our stores. And it showed like some,
Guns all
mom,
way in stores.
which showed like some mom, pushing a grocery cart, like egg, milk, and bread in it. And like in the little child seat, instead of a child, there was an automatic rifle laid across the child seat. And it was like three or four of these things. It's like I really don't think that's what he meant when he said, I'm an advocate for gun rights.
Yeah, I don't
But
think bombs are necessarily referring to
yeah.
guns, but again, some people are insane.
Yeah, then there's the rest of the world. But yeah, and we touched on that too. The feminists over here are, oh my god, video games are sexist. Look at that girl. She's got some big boobs. feminists in third world countries are fighting for the right to eat.
Yeah,
Priorities here, you know?
I don't know. I really don't know what to say to some of these people. Like, again, I don't have a problem with actual feminists, but like these people who like, I just don't get. Like, I'm not saying there isn't cases of sexism in America. There's always going to be sexism, racism, and things. The amount is decreased, so it's not like there's some rampage of it. But yeah, it's going to be around. It's never going to truly ever 100% go away as long as people have different thoughts and opinions. But I just don't get how people act like it's some fucking horrible. It just blows my mind how these people really act like it's the fucking 1800s or something. It's just I just don't get it. Like, and I don't know any women in person that really agrees with any of these fucking. Hell, half the people, like, Lumina is seriously the only nice girl I know that's said bad, like, in a nice, polite way. Like I said earlier, a former coworker of mine named Carla, she literally just I can't even say half the horrible things she said these people deserve. Like, again, her opinion, not mine. Um, I think some stuff is only reserved for rapists and horrible people like Adolf Hitler, but you know, not necessarily always everyone's opinion. It's only his mine. No. But anyway, uh, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I think Lumina's she's too nice, you know. I mean, she's a very nice person, but there are
yeah.
times when
Yeah, it's
you
like
got
I told her about Anita is like I try to give respect, but Anita doesn't give anyone respect. She blocks everything. She's the only debate she's ever been was on the Colbert report, which was who knows how
scripted.
yeah scripted that was. How much they really
Uh huh.
tried to push the debates.
Exactly. Well, see, that's another thing that I find fault with. You can give respect to somebody you don't agree with,
Yeah,
and you can still voice your opinion and your disagreement and be respectful about it.
yeah,
And I think it's more respectful to say no, I don't agree with you, and here's why, than to say, oh yes, I agree with you when you really don't.
yeah. What's funny is one of my friends slash well, it's really more a friend. He doesn't really watch any of my stuff. I mean, I went to Utah Comic Con with him and stayed with him. There was a person. He apparently reads comics of. I don't know. Remember his name again. I've seen him a few times when Gamergate first started because he made a comic about Vivian. But he actually apologized about some of his criticism about Gamergate back then. But like I randomly ended up on his Twitter today, and he had like a thing, like somebody linked a tweet where he was talking about Metal Gear Solid 5, and I looked at it, and he showed like apparently, and sadly this got spoiled for me, so I'm gonna give a little thing. This is a small spoiler about Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5.
He's
Um,
really a man.
no, but
Well, it could be a poison thing.
now, Quiet apparently gets a parasite in her, where she has to literally breathe through her skin instead of her lungs now. And that's why she doesn't wear heavy clothing, because her skin needs to take in the oxygen, not her mouth. So or her nose. She has to literally get through her skin. So, and he had a picture of a scene, and Pixie showed me the scene actually, where she's like dancing in the rain at the mother base, and he was like,
Yeah.
his tweet was something like, "No, she needs to be half naked because she needs to breathe while she dances half naked in the rain." And I was like, I find this actually kind of. I said, I don't. I mean no rudeness by this, but I find it funny that a naked cartoon bear has an issue with this because his character only wears a hat.
Right.
You know, I don't mean any rudeness. I mean, I'm being serious. I mean, if we're being politically correct here about clothing, your bear character is absolutely naked, and if you want to throw in, it's a bear, you're a talking bear. So the gummy
He is
bears have,
marvelous.
the gummy bears have more clothing than you. So,
But the Care Bears don't.
ooh. But I just saying, I didn't mean any rudeness or anything mean to him. I also want to check out a Mario Maker level he made. He made a Mario Maker level where you break out of jail as Peach and kill Bowser. So I thought that'd probably be something funny to check out next time I get Mario Maker loaded up.
And while we're talking about Mario, here's something that I couldn't understand. I never played the original Smash Brothers for Nintendo 64. Did you play that one?
Yep.
Was Peach in that one?
No, I'm pretty sure she was introduced in Melee.
Okay, so Melee. That's the GameCube. So ever since the GameCube, we've known that Peach is a badass. We've known that Peach can hold her own. We've known
But
that she
but but
can
but but
fight.
but, but no, I have to be the devil's advocate on this one for sure. But the thing is, depending on your belief of the story of Super Smash, it's either a child playing with toys, so the child is giving these toy figurine characters this power, or this is some giant crossover clusterfuck of time. So depending on your point of view of the storyline, technically you could still actually argue that. Just saying. I know. I'm a horrible person for disagreeing.
Moving right along.
Oh, I see how it is.
Well, no, you just totally stepped all over my point.
I'm just saying it's a commonly believed storyline element that the Smash Bros. Characters are toys being played with it by a child. Some even
I
believe it's
I
an
didn't believe
autistic
that.
child, some people even believe.
I didn't believe that until I saw it on Game Theorists.
Well, I never heard about the autistic point of view until Game Matt Pat's video. No, or was that Goggin? I don't.
I think
I think it was
it
Noggin
was Matt
actually. Yeah,
Pat.
was
Was
it?
it?
I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
Somebody did a video of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always been on the camp that it was a child playing with toys. I mean, that's what I took from the N64 title. You literally see a toy box, a hand grabbing toys and putting them on books and things, and then they all turn into the magical life titles and the stage, and then it's like that's kind of what I took from it. But you know, some people think it's also a giant wapage clusterfuck time gap thing. So you know,
See,
whatever works for you.
I've never played the 64 version, and I don't think there was that toy box image
No,
in Melee.
that was in the original.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think that kind of thing was in any of the others.
you can see how I'd be
But now
totally
with
surprised.
Brawl brought up that whole idea up again now.
Yeah, but I've already said I don't really care for Brawl.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is with the what was his name? Toby? I think
Yeah.
it's name the yeah, the a lot of people think Toby represented the actual child being godlike over the figurines. Like
Right.
the whole single player was a metaphor of the toys actually resisting their endless battles with each other, being controlled by their god, which was the child playing with them. It is a really, I have to admit, it's a very interesting in depth kind of theorizing shit, but
See,
it's also way out there.
I just like to be of the opinion, screw it. Let's just get a bunch of people together and fight. It's a fighting game. It doesn't have to have an in-depth story.
I just thought it definitely is creative, is what
Oh
I
yeah,
appreciate from theories like that. But then, what's his name? Derek Drake. It's either Drake or Derek. I haven't seen a video from him in a long time. But he liked doing some show called crossovers, and like I have no problem with the idea of the show, but I really find a lot of the episodes either like the very first one was immediately a red flag because he was trying to link Link's Awakening with Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, and like Mario's universes, like because Goombas and stuff being in Link's Awakening. Except the whole only issue with that whole theory is the fact that Link's Awakening was a fucking dream, and that was
yeah.
the whole plot twist.
Which is the most overdone and stupid
So
plot
then
twist in
you're
my opinion.
saying the Mario universe is nothing but a dream. The entire Mario universe is a dream within a dream of a dream in Link's head. Because you got like Paper Mario is a storybook and Galaxy and just, so many meta games within a game. Like, like, you're like destroying the entire fabric of the Mario universe with this idea.
And thus the very fabric of gaming itself.
But I mean, I love theory stuff, and I admit, like, people can make mistakes in that. I'm not saying they can't, but like, on top of that, it's like, what was it? Like, he was trying to connect a call from a racing game, and then cameos of like Mario and Kirby in the Kirby damn, what was that compilation one? Superstars? Kobe Superstars or whatever it was on the Super Nintendo? Like the
Yeah.
wrestling mini game thing, Mario and Luigi are in the audience and that. And it's like, like this is the thing I hate about the theorist community is like you need to really separate Easter eggs from real fucking theories. Like, say what you want about Five Nights at Freddy's as a video game, but like the theory making in it is really fun and a very
Yeah.
interesting community. But like, I just like a fucking call out Easter egg in a fighting game, and then like I said, Mario, Luigi sitting in the audience is also like in Secret of Evermore, where Final Fantasy six characters are sitting in the arena audience, and then you also meet Cecil at the weapons store in Secret of Evermore. It's like it's just you really need to, and a lot of times there were a lot of videos where he would use the Super Smash Brothers games to make links with other worlds.
Yeah,
And if
which
we're
you can't
going,
use a crossover to prove a crossover.
yeah, and admittedly, they admitted that it's a pretty cop out, lazy way of doing it at times after so many episodes. But like we're talking about a game where I'm not. Nintendo's never confirmed it, so admittedly, if you believe differently, that's fine. But as far as I remember, he's never really stated a different belief in that. But uh, ooh, pardon me. But
Don't do that.
what? It's all your fault.
I said, don't do that. It is all my fault, dude. I'm gonna get going here in a minute. It's 11 o'clock, and I gotta be up early.
Oh well, we can end this if you want.
I don't know. Heck, Rachel stole the computer from me, so I'm not even looking at the chat room anymore. They already
Oh
do the
well,
after dark.
nobody's news chatted, so nobody at least
That's
has said anything. I don't know if anyone's watching, but nobody said anything.
nope, one watching, and that's me. So,
Boo on you.
what do you mean, boo on me? I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to watch and commentate at the same time.
But you don't
And
even
I,
watch what? Me die a lot?
well, better than staring at the cat.
But you're a catist. I knew it. What a catist.
I'm a I'm a catist. Wouldn't that mean that I'm for cats' rights?
You're a
You mean I'm
dog.
an you mean I'm an anti-catist?
I don't know.
I am an anti this cat because this cat gets into trouble. Why can't this cat be more like my other cat? My other cat hides all day until they want food.
I don't know. But my point is, within the theory community, like, I appreciate theories and convoluted, crazy ideas like the whole, the Smash kid playing with the figurines is autistic and all kinds of imaginary things. I like crazy theory stuff and that, but at the same time, I just hated, well, something that's just an obvious little freaking Easter egg, and they want to make this gigantic universal connection shit and stuff. It's like, it's just, and it's worse in the modern age because you got all these freaking crossovers. Like, you got the whole PlayStation themed Smash thing. You got Biden, Dante, the Gravity Rush Killer, Papa the so and God of War is in that too, ain't he? So like Papa the
Yes.
Rapper, God of War, Sly Cooper, Wyden from Metal Gear, all in the same universe, conformed. What? It's
And Big Daddy
just.
from Bioshock.
But
Don't forget Bioshock.
but Matt Pat and Goggin are probably my favorite theorists. There are videos I dislike or disagree on both of them. I hate Goggin's Punch Out video. Um, I mean, nothing gets it. It just that was one just to throw out there I didn't like. But it's not like I hate him or anything. I mean, everyone has different opinions.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I have seen it. I just don't remember much about it, so I
Um,
can't say too much.
Unless I'm mixing it up with, because I believe Game Theory did one too, and I don't think I liked that one either. I know I definitely disliked the one that was saying it was all like a dream in Mac's head. I didn't like that. Not the fact that I just like what they were saying. I just I didn't agree with it. It just seemed like I mean, like Lil Mac. The Lil Mac, for one thing, was made small so you could see over him and react to these soldiers. Is the one reason why Lil Mac is so small. That was
Right.
really a gameplay thing, and
Yeah.
it just feels like they were taking too much context out of gameplay design choices. I
Right. It
don't
goes
know.
back to it's the Silent Hill syndrome. Because if you remember Super Punch Out, did you ever play that one?
I only have Mike Tyson's Punch Out, sadly, so I don't actually have any. I want. Actually, I do. Actually, now that I think about it, I do think I did actually find a copy of Super Punch Out, actually. I might have to double
Oh,
check.
yeah, man. Super Punch Out's an awesome game. I love Super Punch Out. Probably more than the original. But anyway, in Super Punch Out, you were looking. I guess it would be the equivalent of an over-the-shoulder third-person view, but it's not really over the shoulder. It's like your Little Mac is transparent.
Yeah,
You can see the outline of Little Mac, and you're looking through him.
yeah,
So that's like you were saying. That's more of like a gameplay limitation.
yeah.
As far as making
That's
him
why
really
he was so
small.
short in the NES game.
Right.
Because it was just a way. Because in the arcade, I believe they did the transparent thing too, but
Yeah.
in the NES, they couldn't do that. So they're like, that's why the opponents are so much huger. Because I mean, compare them to Mario. His opponents are huge giants, and he's so small. So I mean, if we're assuming Mario's an average-sized person in that world, and also, by the way, Mario and real life are all connected because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's officially conformed part of Mario universe. Universe officially part of Earth, because
Right.
crossover there. Yep.
Right, so we're
Not an
officially
Easter
the
egg.
sequel.
Officially conformed.
Well, Mario was the referee, so that's not really an Easter egg. I
And
think
in
once you
case no
make
one's
them,
picking it up, we're being incredibly sarcastic.
yes. um, but yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times I'm driving to work and I see green pipes popping up out of the road and fire plants throwing crap at me.
Funny, in an interview with Miyamoto said the reason Mario appeared in a lot of NES games was actually because there was no regulations on basically anyone in the company could use Mario. So if they was like, hey, we want to put Mario in here, they could just do it. Well, now they actually have to get the okay to do something like that. But back then there wasn't. So that's
Oh,
why it was like virtually in so many fucking of
well,
the
think
weird
about
little.
it.
Hmm?
Think about it. You're, you're a game designer, and you've got a deadline to meet. What are you gonna do? You need to render so many characters and so many backgrounds. Okay, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You need a referee. Do I want to spend a week, a month, however long it takes to come up rendering a referee? Or do I want to just say, hey, Mario's already been in a game. I know how to render Mario. It's all code
Well,
right
the
here.
thing, it's not the same sprite. It's a unique sprite, but
But at least you have the code there, and you can, instead of coming up with a whole new character, you can just modify what's already been done. I'm sure. I'm sure it's. I'm sure it was coming up as, hey, the fans will really love this because it's a character they know, and it'll save time and money. So it's a win-win situation.
yeah.
It even if it is a different sprite, they have something to go off of where they could just copy paste and edit instead of starting from scratch.
Ugh. But there's a video I still like. I believe I mentioned it in one of the last two update videos I did. Well, no, actually, it was in the Jimmy Kimmel video, which I was thinking of doing a part two of, which will be extremely calm if I do it, because it's just. Well, I just sick of all these fucking like I'm fucking 29 years old. For fuck's sake, you got all these fucking people that just like, okay, fine, you don't understand. It's not like I run down the streets be like, I hate football, ban football. I hate football, ban football. Like I don't like
But
football.
if
I don't watch football. I don't really like fucking bowling down people for liking football,
so, I guess
watching
I shouldn't
football.
ask you what the score was.
Okay, yeah, like to me, watching football is a waste of time to me because it doesn't interest me. Well, what a fucking shock! I don't like football, so I consider it a waste of time. What fucking duddy duh duh. So somebody who doesn't find video games interesting is obviously gonna find fucking video games not. It's just.
Honey, go back to the YouTube page and see how many Madden fanboys are raving in the chat room.
I don't think any of my viewers probably play Madden, but
I play Madden, thank you very much.
oh well, you want something new.
Not very much. I mean, I play it as a side thing. I'm not like one of these
That's
people who
fine.
has to have new Madden every year.
Plus, I like a lot of silly sports game. Like there was a Sega Genesis one where it was like a bunch of like orcs and elves and shit playing football, and they could model each other and shit. It was like I
Yeah,
can't even
yeah, I
remember what it
heard
was.
they were going to remake that too. Oh, what the heck was it called? Blood Bowl, Monster Dome, Monster League, something like that.
Well, there was
I
Blood Bowl, which I consider the spiritual successor kind of thing to that idea. Which
Yeah,
that was on the 360 and PC. I don't think there was a PS3 version of that.
I'm not sure.
We sure it was only on 360 console wise. But
Stop doing that. I know I do, hon. The little woman's right. I got to get to bed.
okay. Yeah, I was saying like you don't need to stay up there. But thank you for popping in that.
Yeah, not a problem, man. It's always fun. So,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
actually fun. It was a it was kind of derailed in a completely different way that I wasn't expecting it to even remotely go, Neil. But well, we got some interesting topics came up.
yeah. Well, you know me. I'm always up for a debate. But anyway, I
Yeah,
gotta get to bed
you
because
have a
I
good
gotta go
night.
up.
Thank you and your wife for joining in that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And hey, wait! You just stole your wife's quit. You sexist monster.
Okay, thanks for having us. She's she's already upstairs. She's waiting for me to go upstairs. So
But you're
why am I
still
sitting here?
stealing all the credits.
Well, look
I
at it this
just
way. If I tell her to come back down here so she can say thank you, I'm gonna be in trouble. So thank you for the both of us.
well, I didn't say she had to. It was just the the principle of it all.
The thee himself.
Then Disney copyrights the video.
um. Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, I think your host has gone insane. So I will tip my hat and end this video for him.
Okay, you take it easy. You both have a good night.
All right, man. You too. I'll catch up with you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
I'm gonna assume Lumina is probably still watching our video. Yeah, she's still away. So it looks like that is it for the whole thing. Thanks for everyone who joined the live stream of that. Um, it was a bit of wacky subject matters. Started off really nice talking about stuff going on, and then it got really derailed and crazy issue shit going on. Uh, that wasn't expected at all. Uh, and well, hopefully some people had got to pop in and have some fun of that. Anywho, I'm gonna probably head to bed myself. I do have Monday off because I put a vacation day in, so I can get a few other things done. And hopefully, the people had some fun. And I'll see you all next time. And let me know if you all enjoyed this live stream of a jolly good time. I think it would be a much more interesting way. I'm gone, but I am. Wait, what? I'm gone, but I am. But am I gone? What? Dan the man is still here. Oh, wait, or was it his wife controlling his profile? Yeah, because she probably wears pants anyway. But oh, what was I saying now? Yeah, let me know if you liked it. If you all liked it, the live streaming of a jolly good time. I think it's a lot more interesting way to obviously interact with the viewers in a more live environment as opposed to a more post style on like new stuff. So, or is it still the wife lying? How can I truly believe? What is something Dan would only know, but his wife probably wouldn't? Quick! How much of a discrepancy in your paychecks is there? Only the real Dan would know the real answer, which is probably I don't know. But yeah, I hope this style. I think this would be a very nice way of doing this. I really think it would. It probably wasn't a good time of doing it though, because Sunday, like, I don't know about everyone else in my viewer base, but for me, I'd have to go bid by all way. So it probably wasn't a good time period for it. But oh, well, clearly you're part of the wage gap issue. Oh my goodness, you need to get a lawyer immediately. Why do I keep tuning to that Robin Hood song? Uh, oh dear. I'd play a small skit of it if it wasn't for the fact that it would probably immediately be copyrighted. Anyway, anyway. I'm probably keeping Dan up by rambling. He's probably just gonna rot there until I actually turn this off. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you everyone for checking out. For those who came in for a while or still here or may watch in the future when this goes live normally on the channel. Yeah, I told her I want her to quit her job and stay home. And guess what? She didn't call me sexist for agreeing with me. Well, I believe you told me she wanted to take care of the daughter better because after all she is in a abnormal condition that needs help and having someone be there as I would consider it a smart idea if you're in a medical position where you have issues and things and you might need someone at very short notice. Sounds like a good idea to me. And of course, whoever makes the most money would make sense for them to keep their job and the one making the less to do it. I mean, it's like, hey, I make $700, you make $10, but I should stay home and watch the kid. And I mean, either way, I mean, if she made more money than you, it'd make more sense for you to do it then, because whoever's making the more money is, paying for the medical and stuff. I mean, the only way that would be different is if one job had medical insurance, then that would be something to factor in too. But yeah, that would be depending on the insurance and what things they would cover, if any. Sad times. Sad times. Unless you believe in feminazis, and then it's like 73% of the time. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't. Okay, anyway. I'm keeping you up. You need to go to bed. You got work to do. So we're gonna go and just end this in the do. This is ending very soon. Why the hell do I keep thinking this is Robin Hood's time right now? I'm not even gonna say that. I might trigger someone. Okay. Or did you mean some wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Say no more. Say no more. Oh, I triggered someone. Oh no, they're outside my house. Damn it, Dan! Why'd you let me make that joke? Why did you? I'm going to die! They're breaking down the door! Oh, the teeth, the nails, and claws! No!